I was trying to talk to you. Could you hear me? Can. Ah, right. Yeah, there you go. I was trying to say, I don't have a test button. I'll put this up for the time being. And I'll put a... Yes, you did. Yes, I just didn't have it in my OBS setup. Give me a minute. And then I was asking you... Oh, I've got 3 at the moment. I've got to put the test pad up and run the stream. I was asking you how long did you want on the timer? Current, so I just set it at 10. Yeah, well, that's would have been helpful. I'll reset it. Don't worry. No. Okay. Reset timer. 4 minutes. There we go. It's set at 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's what that's about. That's what that's about. There you go. You had to be here. Sounds like I had to be here, Von. Sometimes this. I can. Hang on, I'll fix it.
Flew out of his chair.
Jesus fucking whipped.
We're getting
Oh,
feedback. I heard my own voice then.
Was the level okay on that?
Yeah.
It was all right. Yeah, it was fine.
But
The
Farmer
level's
says
fine,
it better.
But
Farmer
the
says it
accent-
better.
Like. La 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 la. Hang on.
Yeah, level is. I don't know.
See?
I think Farmer's version actually sounds better than the original, personally.
It does. It does.
I might have to get a recording of it then.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, I think you should, Alan. I think you should sound out that one.
If I get a recording of Farmers doing it, which would Farmers prefer I used? His version or the original?
Neither.
Oh, Farmer's version for sure.
That my
Peanuts.
head.
Can you hear us, Peanuts? You're not meant to.
Yeah, they can, I
Version
think.
version number 4, please. Will you stop doing that? Where's Wally? I think in his latest video,
we're
he's
making
quite quite a
So
few.
usually
cuts
when
from
we
them.
start the stream, Timbo, they don't usually be able to hear us until we
No,
start.
no, yeah. That's
Yeah, yeah. That's the...
if I turn. Yeah, no, no. I just realised that if I turn off my mic here, you can't hear me. But if I turn it on, yeah. But yeah, they should only see my. You should only hear my mic though. But for some reason, the other one was going out. I don't know why. Yeah. Well, that's what I did, but it still was going out, so I've got to look into why that is. Well, that's what I had thought I had done, was mute the output, but it was still going out. So, yeah. It done got you to look at it again, because... Can we go live? We'll go live.
Got out and tucked it in.
So why?
You know, I think
We
what
only
we-
can hear one person. Brandon said they can only hear one person.
Yeah, it would have been me, because I turned off you guys.
Yeah, but Spooky said, no, we can't hear you.
They should be able to hear us now in about 20 seconds when it catches up.
Yeah, I'll be able to hear us.
We can only hear one person, and it's not Terry.
No.
Ignition.
Do you know what I think we should do to start each session? I think we should do what do you call it?
National anthem. Australia.
No.
No.
Yeah, who's
Go on,
national
Matt, spit
anthem
it
would you do? She wouldn't that be very fair, would it? No, I think we should do housekeeping. You know.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, but that phrase is not. That's borrowed from somebody else.
Yeah,
no.
don't, just don't. Oh, no.
No.
Yeah,
Don't do
don't-
that.
don't.
Exactly.
No, we don't want to be like that.
Not a good idea.
Any evidence of flatness? No. Okay, moving on. Done.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I've got evidence of flat Earth. My video. I'm
Yep.
shilling me video.
oh yeah, yeah. How long was that of evidence?
12
Yeah,
minutes.
12 minutes of
Mhm.
flat Earth proof.
And that's the edited version. I don't know if I've still got the full version.
I like this. I like the bit of 7 minutes. That was
You know how Flat Earthers edit their videos to just cherry pick what they want. Well, that's the video of 12 minutes. So that's the bit we need.
Oh, did you remove any frames? 11. frames.
Yeah, I think there might have been 4 frames missing.
Oh, 11. It used to be 11.
Oh, it's 11, is it?
11
Yeah.
frames.
You can't hear Terry because he speaks Australian.
Flatsoid. You know, we need
It's all upside down.
needs to remove 11.
Oh, okay. Any evidence of intelligence in the Flat Earth community?
No.
Nope. No,
Moving on.
not a jot, not a tittle.
So do you need help, Timbo, to go to get the videos ready while we're all talking?
Oh,
That's your job, isn't it?
That's
'Cause
your
you
job,
can
isn't
share
it?
it.
You can send me a list if you want.
Is that my job?
Yeah. Because you can share them.
Have I got a job?
You can share them, or you can send me a list, or whatever you like.
Okay.
Terry might as well just share them like we're doing before. It's,
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I've been doing, because
I'm
that
happy
doesn't
with that.
break
That-
the.
That's easier. So it's easier for me.
Yeah, it doesn't break things if I share. Okay. Okay.
I should be able to hear everybody now. Should be no complaints out in
Yeah.
the Peanuts Gallery.
And we need
I'll put the
we need
rules
some
up
other
just to
dirt.
make
So
sure.
where's any other dirt this week? Any interesting debates or anything? Oh, there is a bit.
What,
I
since
did
Wednesday?
see something. Yeah, there is something. If I can remember where I found it.
I know you
Anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. I found it. Mr. Baldy's Sensible Cats. That
Oh,
video.
did he?
Yeah, I'm going to grab that for after Lindsay. Oh, it's 13 minutes, so it's been edited down, so that'll do. Ah,
Just after
but
Lindsay, you
first-
say?
yeah, this is after Lindsay. Yeah.
You need another one.
Okay. What do we got this week? 7 days ago, we must have watched that one. Earth's magnetic field and recycling system. Does anyone remember?
Don't remember that one.
Who was doing that? Who did that one? Sounds interesting.
The Milky Way, the sun and the truth about our Milky Way.
Ooh,
Wasn't that the one we watched?
I don't know. Oh, it was just Lindsay we're talking about.
I'm trying to see if I can remember what his channel's called now. Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right. It's
yeah, Illuminati something tomb.
the
of L-
the
L-
tomb
oh,
of L hyphen illumination. He changes it every
Illumination.
bloody week.
Illumination.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's a hyphen.
Yeah, let's every 3 months just change my channel names just to confuse for everybody.
Every 3 months, he changes it every week.
I'd only have to go back to my last stream and see which one it was. That'd be easier, wouldn't it?
Right, we haven't seen. Certainly haven't seen that latest one. No black hole in the Milky Way and vacuum cold fusion. What? We haven't seen that one.
Vicky says
Oh,
it's traditional to
jeez.
do the quiz after Lindsay. True, we do.
Yeah. Just to try and get our brains back into fully functioning order, sort of. If that is at all possible for any of us.
There's a couple of easy questions on the quiz tonight.
A couple.
Oh,
42.
easy, you say. Well, I've got to have a high school diploma. Diploma.
Yeah, you need a high school diploma. You need. Well, no, you don't need more. You need more than a high school diploma. I think some of those. You need a PhD.
What did I watch a bit of last night? Oh, they've been having a run on one of the film channels over here of Steven Spielberg films. So I caught a bit of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, nice.
And then I was looking on web on news this morning. The actress whose little boy gets taken by the aliens, I can't remember her name. She died.
Oh, really?
I just thought, hang on, I just watched her on telly.
What was her name?
I'm just trying to find where.
Yeah, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
You mean the girl,
Hey.
the player girl? Yeah.
Let's see. Melinda Dillon
Oh, right, okay.
was her name. She's died at the age of 83.
83. Wow.
Oh. Going by my previous episode, it looks like we were watching Earth's magnetic field and recycling system. Yeah.
I think we watched that last week because he talked about the.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah. So it's
So we're up
it's the
to
very
no
latest
black
one.
hole. Yeah, no black hole in the Milky Way and vacuum cold fusion.
Cold fusion.
Oh, no black
That's
hole
what
in the
we're
Milky
up to.
Way. Oh, okay.
That's what we're up to. So get rid of that.
Oh,
No, but
we had-
isn't our sun a black hole or something? Isn't it?
No, there's a black hole on the back of the sun.
Oh, the dark side. That's right. Yeah, the dark side of the sun.
Yeah.
Well, that's just maybe, but I noticed there's a little black spot on the sun today.
That could
I
be the
don't
black
notice
hole.
anything about the sun today because I've actually had to open the blind and let enough light in for the camera
just
to be
gonna
able to
say
see
no.
me.
Don't know where the
just
sun
gonna
is.
say, Yeah, no black spot on the sun today. I
What's-
was going to say no singing.
What's the sun?
I didn't sing
What
it.
does that do? Seen it for a while.
It's a really crappy newspaper.
Farmer, do you want to
Yeah.
try, Farmer, do you want to try out your new powers on Spooky Bed?
Oh, that's right.
No, not
That's
those
why
powers.
Farmers has got some
Oh
extra
yeah,
powers.
Farmer's got the power, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
I asked if anyone had any
Vicky,
People,
Becky,
plates.
say what?
What did you
if
drop, people?
If I click this thing there, oh yeah.
Oh, poor Spooky.
And of
What
course,
did people?
I got those powers last night in Pip's stream as well because Pip said, "Oh, what's this?" Blah blah blah. And I said, "Oh, that if you give that to somebody, then they can
Well,
do all the
that,
doing."
Hey
She
guys,
said,
Bobby Thompson coming at you with my
that deletes all his. That deletes all his messages. Did you know that? Not just the last one.
How long's it go for? It goes for 20 minutes, people.
Oh yeah, Beeble. Yeah, Beeble was.
Yeah, he said he dropped something. Bloopers from Face from my top 25 all-time favourites. Well, if we get time to watch it after, we'll squeeze it in.
Flat
minutes.
Earth and Coffee. Who the hell? That rings a bell. Who's that?
So, Paul, are you saying that the quiz is not who a scientist? It's a type of wine.
No, I've just decided to include a wine of today as well. So I have got a Cleveland scientist. Just tell me when I should post it.
Okay. Farmer, I just looked at your picture that you posted to your desk. Is that the before?
No, that's the after.
Oh.
And it's only because I was spraying up a couple of parts last night, and I thought there seems to be a lot of dust in the air. And then I looked at that left-hand table where I do my painting, and I thought, this is filthy. I haven't dusted this in ages. So there you are using an airbrush, spraying stuff, and it's kicking all the dust off. And of course, the dust's going to settle on what you paint. And I thought, I just need to have a bit of... So I have had a bit of a tidy up and clear. So that is tidy. You didn't see it before.
Okay.
There you go.
And Paul's got a scientist with the initials of J, B. And today's scientist is a Swiss mathematician, best known for his work in physics. He came up with a formulae that described the wavelengths of light emitted from a hydrogen atom when an electron drops from an excited state to the first excited state. Hey?
Oh, yeah. Everybody goes bonkers when that electron drops.
Get really excited.
Even better than when the bass drops. What?
How does an electron drop?
Downwards.
Yeah.
Only when it's excited, though, in its state.
Yeah.
When it gets less excited, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's going to get less excited, so it doesn't quite. It just can't maintain its high.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember those days.
Joe Blow. No, Joe Blow doesn't fit, Roden. Sorry.
Yeah, you need a few more letters than that.
Yeah. Can I give away his middle name?
Has he got a middle name?
It does.
That's not in the...
No, it's not in the clue.
Okay.
It's in my Google Foo, though.
Shush, you're not supposed to tell the Peanuts that.
Oh,
I keep forgetting to do that.
Paul's quiz, not quizzes, but definitely the scientist. Not my forte.
Oh, Swissy's bet he's got a lot of weird letters in his name. Okay, I never thought of that.
I didn't think the Swiss used lots of weird letters. I mean, apart from maybe those couple of ones the Germans use.
Timbo's Google Food's good.
Yeah.
Bjork or something for the second name.
Oh, I just had a quick Google, yeah.
Johan.
Terry, Bjork is going to be an Icelandic name, not a Swiss name.
Oh, okay.
Bjork, make a silly noise. No!
That's
very popular on Spitting Image.
Tell you who you want to be. You want to be Beyonce. I mean, $33 million for a 1-hour private concert in Dubai. Holy
wow! Yeah.
No, I think you want to be.
I tripped over it.
And how many songs do you sing, buddy? 5?
Well, that is Dubai. Don't forget, everything is expensive in Dubai. Literally.
Yeah.
Well, only because they make it that way.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I know.
have to be.
It stinks of money. That's why there's so many rich people there. It's ridiculous.
Where did extra large get Schnell from?
Schnell. Stinks of hypocrisy, if anything, but you know.
Well, true. Yeah.
I don't think the Peanuts are getting it yet. Speak wants to register a complaint. Okay. Yes, you can register your complaint.
Well,
yeah.
he's
What?
asking
Your
for
300
another
seconds
time
is
out.
up. Come on, then.
He's asking for another timeout now. Really? I think you should give me that power as well, Terry. I'll read you.
No.
Don't say no.
With
Farmers.
great
What are you talking
power
about?
comes great responsibility.
Has
what are
Judy
you-
come back now? Has she recovered?
I got it. Yeah.
And you're
No.
responsible, are you?
With great power comes great current squared times resistance.
True.
Well, we haven't
done.
figured out what powers Farmers has got completely yet, so I don't want to give anyone else powers until Farmers has actually worked out what powers he's got.
Yeah, if you put Lindsay on, we'll see if he's got the power of invisibility.
Terry, I know why you're
Yeah.
saying that. But you just took it away.
No, I didn't. I didn't take your power away.
Spooky says someone has got
no.
gone power mad. Yeah, I agree.
I haven't
Sorry.
touched your powers.
Sorry, I clicked on the wrong name, as in yours.
You can't do
I
anything
don't.
with me.
I cut, but then you're the host, so that's fair and reasonable. I don't actually have. Really, the only additional powers I have is. Oh, hang on, let's get rid of
but
yours.
you can put it
But
in
you've
slow
got, haven't you got
mode and
extra
things like that.
powers in the peanuts too? You got powers there.
I can remove, because usually anyone can report, but I can actually remove. So I can boot somebody from the live chat, the stream, and of course I can put a user in timeout. But that's it.
Okay.
That's
Well,
the
I know-
only.
What about the,
I
and
think
the
Didn't you say last week that you could? I think you mentioned as well. You went through the list, and I think you mentioned as well things like put it in slow mode or put it in the chat.
There you
mode,
go.
I think.
Had's had an idea of who the scientist was because he'd heard of the Barmer series, but it has to go to Rodent. What is it?
No last name.
No last name. Who got it with Johann Barmer?
There you go.
Now we know. Yeah, I know him.
It was
well.
published in
I know.
1885.
I had to Google it. I'd never heard of it.
Me and Johan.
Judy said. Judy is here.
Hello, Judy.
You're right, Judy. You are there. Here.
Yes, you are.
What's JCK TT? I don't know. TT said, "Lucky we love farmers."
Do we?
Oh, because you got special powers out there.
Do we?
Do we? Do we? He says.
Do we?
You know I could beat you in here as well.
I told Judy not to say what
Are we
not to
ready
say
for
one.
this yet?
Yeah, Judy, not to say one thing to get timed out, but to say lots of things to keep farmers busy.
Okay, what do you see? What do I got to do? Make things bigger?
No, I think that's we put to full screen. Yeah.
No, you said
There
I've got to
you
have it bigger for out there
There you go.
or in here.
It's bigger in here. You feel,
Yeah, it's perfect.
it's bigger in here.
Yeah, but was it big enough out there?
Should be.
Um,
It's full
It
screen out
hasn't
there.
been there yet.
Yeah, give it a chance. Yeah, it's got to get there yet.
Are you describing it as bigger than it really is?
Oh. Hey.
There,
I'm not
good.
I'm not exaggerating.
It's good. It's fine.
Right. Do you want to unmute then?
I'm just waiting to know that if it's okay out there.
Well, as you've just put
We're
it back,
changing it.
as you changed it back, Terry. No, it's not now, is it?
So change it again in 30 seconds. We'll know.
Yeah, it's not
But
difficult.
25 seconds from now, change it again, and then we still won't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
Going big.
good enough. And the
Come big.
the thing.
Yeah.
What are we waiting for?
I don't know.
Go on, have
I
a
want to know
guess.
what I want to know
Have
if the
a
peanuts
guess.
see it.
Yes, they do.
Peanuts can see it.
It's fine, is
They
it?
can,
Is-
they
I
can
could-
see it. They
Well,
can
well,
see it.
They would see it full screen if you had the thing full screen, Terry.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yes,
We said
screen
that.
is what he's trying to say. Put it in bloody full screen.
Now stop. Don't change it.
Oh, God.
Well, people were saying in here.
It's
They
like
can see
40
it full
towers.
screen.
I swear to God.
No, no, no.
I wanted to know
he's
if they can
hashed
see
that.
it full screen out there.
Not right
Oh,
now.
no,
They
Boston.
can't. But in another 20 seconds, they will.
Hi there. Welcome to.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something.
I'm tired. I'm
Speed.
choking.
Speed. Speed. Is it at Lindsay speed?
Yeah, better check that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Lindsay speed. Check. Next.
Has Matt asked you to press play yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Can you,
was,
Farmer? Can you ask Matt that he's got a job to do?
I was coughing.
Matt.
I couldn't. I was coughing, choking.
It wasn't the coffin that carried him off. It was the coffin that carried him off. Matt? Could you fulfil your role, please?
Yeah, I was trying to, but I was coughing because Blue made me laugh, and then I started coughing.
No, it's no excuse. Come on.
Oh, Bruce plus Peter. Like, quick.
Okay.
Now he just needs acid reflux and he'll die.
Hi there. Welcome to the Tomb of Illumination. Today's video is
welcome to Whack Job whatever.
Our flat earth design. You can call it a ball if you want, if you're that way inclined. You're a little bit ignorant, a bit slow to pick up on.
We're slow. Yeah.
But this video started off with trying to explain the sun, but then it morphed into something else, which basically led me into the cold fusion. So bear with me because I've just stopped where I got to the bottom of the other panel, because I know the video will probably run out. So I've just left it the way it is. So we're going to go from the sun, and I don't exactly carry on with that story, and then it morphs into the the plasma and nuclear fusion. So bear with me.
What?
So okay, well, that's what it started off as. Why there's no black hole in the Milky Way. So that will now probably have to be another video, but I'll try and explain it without going through this. So what happens is the Milky Way in the flat earth design is like an umbilical cord that goes from the tropical zone over into the central Arctic center. Now the tropical zone's a big circle, but the umbilical cord is just a small, say, a pipeline, a straw coming out, going over into the Arctic. So that tropical gap represents the black hole, because our realm here is an exploded image of what's happening back in creation. So you have to imagine the circle here is the horizon of the black hole.
Jesus.
So you've got the black hole. So imagine the tropical circle. You've got a straw coming up. That straw is the Milky Way. It's not as big as the black hole.
What?
It's just a straw on the horizon of the black hole, where the sun sits. The sun's created. The sun we do not see, the unseen plasma of creation. It's sitting there on the horizon. And this straw goes around like this, 360 degrees
the sun
over
that we
24
can't
hours.
see.
Yeah. It's attached over
I can't.
from our tropical region over to here. So it moves all the way around, that way, all the way around over 24 hours. It's just imagine a straw from there to there. That's the Milky Way. It's slightly curved. It's only dead straight and it's directly over your head in the middle of the night. So it's a quick reason as to why the black hole is not in the Milky Way. The black hole is at the end of the Milky Way where the sun's sitting. Oh, that's what I was supposed to go into, is explaining the black hole. Why we cannot see the black hole is because Earth is from the black hole. We are the black hole. The fixed and stationary round Earth is from the black hole.
Oh, we are the black hole.
And on its horizon, well, the action is the magnetic field, the toroidal field. The Milky Way comes off the side of it over.
But I thought the tropical gap represents the black hole.
This is inside let's go back to creation.
He said we're probably losing it
The
already.
black hole. That's the horizon of the black hole. That's
You're
where
wrong.
the ecliptic plane sits on the horizon of the black hole. Okay. So the Milky Way comes off so then we have to leave this model of the black hole, Milky Way, go from the Milky Way over into creation. So this is why the black hole's not in the Milky Way. It's at the end of the Milky Way, and it's way bigger than the Milky Way. You can't see the black hole. It's a lot bigger, and it's invisible. That's where creation is. That's why we cannot see it in our night sky. We see the Milky Way, and we see the bulge where the back of the sun is. That's going into another story, but I'll just go with what I've written here. It gets down to nitty-gritty stuff about the nuclear fusion. So the Milky Way is the umbilical cord of creation. It flows from our created realm of Earth's tropical region over into the center of the Arctic, where creation lies. All the secrets of creation are of the metaphysical. They cannot be seen or measured, only comprehended. But within our Earth's created realm, we have signs. Go check out Romans 1:20. It explains it. The non-seen creation and the signs that we are looking at. The sun we see is an image. Nothing above us is physical, but the images can be replicated in our perceived physical realm, which is the true meaning of alchemy, now known as chemistry and physics, or in physics, which is bringing the metaphysical into something common man can perceive or comprehend. So let us take the Milky Way for an example. Inside the Milky Way is what we call the EMF, is electromagnetic induction, the gap between a stator and a rotor, or the dielectric between two poles of a magnetic field.
I wish he'd fix these autofocus. I'm getting sore eyes every time it goes blurry.
Computer stuff, engineering. Tesla understood this gap more than 100 years ago. This gap has been created within the tropical zone of Earth. Your science/physics has never been clever enough to understand. Because they've either hidden that or they got no understanding, and this is why they've come up with your spinning ball theory bullshit. Okay? Because in a ball, it's spherical, two halves are equal. You can't have an equal field, a magnetic field. It doesn't work. You have to have, on this model here,
Why not? What?
a wider, weaker field and the stronger inner field. This is in religion as the cattle, many cows, but the beast is in the middle, the tight magnetic field. And the snake, the serpent, represents the magnetic field, the magnetic flow of the magnetic field. So their focus has been more about deception than reality, focusing more on deceiving man into believing he lives on a spinning ball. It's all spinning ball this, spinning ball that, globe this, globe that, every science site. They just keep pushing the globe, because they know the more they repeat it, the more the jellyfish inside the common man's head absorbs it all. You've got to stop watching that rubbish, start waking up the brain and connecting it all with this true flat earth model. It's all here. Deceiving man into believing he lives on a spinning ball. Then sharing the truth about earth and creation, be it earth or the human existence, which are both very much connected. Very much connected. The earth's magnetic field, very much connected with the human brain. The energy created at our tropical zone is what creates Earth's heat, not the pretty picture of a sun disk, only visualized via your pupil, but it can be understood as the focal point of the known energy field, just as all the other wandering stars are. The heat is created in here.
So how do you stop the heat by putting shade in front of it?
It is the secret of creation that has turned a star into a sun. Science will never explain it fully, because everything in creation is a trinity. Your physics will only give you the simple one-sided story a simple common man will understand. It is not truth until the other two versions are understood. Until they are understood, man dwells in darkness, which is ignorance. Okay? Think about that. Now I will try and explain what I mean by explaining our sun. The sun we see is just an image.
Lindsay, that's not.
We explain the image from past knowledge.
Well, none of it's meant to be understood. Why is he trying to explain it?
Wise men of renown. Everything is written, and it's all associated with religion, and all these men of the past all knew all about the religion. It's all hidden in religion.
It's not.
But science and physics and NASA, etc., have most believing that modern science has figured it all out. No, they only have modern equipment to verify ancient knowledge, e.g. the ancient Egyptians called the sun Helios. So we know it as to be helium. The lightest known gas on Earth is hydrogen. And the hydrogen molecule comes from or leaves energized water and rises up to the highest known. This must wandered away from my original video, so bear with me, okay? Now we're going into nuclear fusion. Maybe not nuclear, but it's cold fusion. Right. Rises up to the highest known area of Earth's atmosphere. But as the molecule rises, it is being ionized within the tropical gap. Okay, in here, because all the energies within this gap here
Yeah.
of the electromagnetic force, creating the radioactive decay, which is the shredding of the hydrogen molecule into its finer subatomic particles. But realize the shredding is also due to the expansion of the molecule via the vacuum. No atmospheric pressure anymore on Earth holding the molecule together. See, as it rises off the Earth, it's getting thinner and thinner. The atmospheres get thinner and thinner. So there's no pressure. It's expanding, and it's basically getting shredded, pulled apart.
Wouldn't that mean if you put anything in a vacuum and it should expand?
The choke point. At this point, there is no smashing of particles or molecules. It is not needed. The subatomic particles are about to be sucked into the Milky Way choke point of recombination.
Oh, really?
This is rebirth. Earth has a rebirth system, and so does man.
Subatomic particles about to be sucked into the Milky
rebirth,
Way.
The spiritual.
I don't want to get sucked in.
Rebirth.
Are you a subatomic particle?
Reformed spiritually, connected with the above.
I mean, there's not much in a hydrogen atom anyway from the start.
No.
Not your simple physical form, your simple your initial brain, your first brain. You start opening up your second brain or third, whatever you want to call it. I'm about to be sucked into the Milky Way choke point of recombination, rebirth, or recycling. This is where the initial hydrogen molecules are merged into helium atoms, which feed the sun of creation in the Milky Way. Bulge. This bulge is seen at night as Sagittarius A, the back of the sun.
The back of the
sun. So in effect, the shredded hydrogen molecule is creating its own tritium and deuterium. We don't have to mine it. It is naturally found or created by moving fresh water that creates kinetic energy that releases the hydrogen molecule to seek the lower pressure of a vacuum. This is why it rises up through the tropical gap. There's a low pressure in the tropics as opposed to out here, north and south. There's centre, north, there's south. This is a slice through the flat earth, okay? Slice through there, straight through there. Centre, centre. So this circulation, water circulation, subterranean circular motion of the water in here that came from the Arctic, the energized molecules are rising up through here. Because it's, to start with, it's a lower pressure, but it gets lower and lower and lower. And then it gets sucked back into the centre. So in effect, the shredded hydrogen molecule is creating its own tritium and deuterium.
Hydrogen molecule.
We don't have to mine it. It is naturally found or created by moving fresh water that creates kinetic energy that releases the hydrogen molecule to seek the lower pressure of a vacuum, or in the vacuum. Then we draw it from the vacuum to a tight magnetic vortex that will create the plasma. The magnetic vortex suspends the plasma from escaping or touching the walls of any confinement. But they tell us all this now in physics.
Why am I getting a flashback of the turbo encabulator?
Okay, now way after I started talking about all this stuff. But in saying this, we do get collateral disbursement because this is what stars and Magellan clouds are. That's from the creation of the sun. That's quite well explained in some videos. I always forget what flipping things are called. On the lines of plasma, but no, don't know. But yeah.
Rubbish.
Turned out a couple of years ago, the videos. Explaining what all those stars and all those Magellan clouds are all about. And he described it basically.
That was nice, that, wasn't
it? So the magnetic suspends the plasma for escaping. So it's getting drawn. So it's
trying to work out what he wrote and what
right up and over into the vacuum on the horizon of the black hole, because it's up here, the horizon of the black hole. So it's coming out of here. So you've got to remember that the Milky Way is just like this. Oh, sorry, wrong way. It's like this. The tropical gap, and it moves around.
He doesn't even know which way to
That's
go.
the black hole. That's the
Make
horizon.
your mind up.
There's no way this massive black hole is inside the Milky Way. It's at the end of the Milky Way. So you cannot have the black hole in the Milky
He's
Way.
messing up his diagrams now.
I know.
So this is where my initial video was supposed to be. It was supposed to expand on all
So
this.
what's the end of the Milky Way?
This is why you have to understand the
other
trinity of
end.
creation.
Yeah.
You've got the.
How do you
because
determine
you
the
have
end
to-
of Milky Way?
And it's hard to explain. That's why I have
where
to
is
write
it?
it all down. Otherwise, I get confused myself.
Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Yeah.
You have the images we see. Then we have the physics to try and explain it, which is not explained properly unless you go into the whole trinity of the events. Then you have to understand the metaphysical, blah, blah, blah. But, not on the top of my head, but
Blah, blah.
understanding that. So really, I think I've pretty much described the black hole. It's not in the Milky Way.
You didn't
you
really
understand
tell us
that
much
Earth
at all.
is the black hole.
It's just up there somewhere.
And
You
actually,
think?
if you go back to this Romans,
Bloody
I've
Romans.
got it here on the back. Everything's described in the Bible. It's a science book.
Oh, yeah.
None of that's in the
And
Bible.
these scientists that come on, put
I
silly
just
comments on the
showed
video.
Tommy drink then.
One just mentions
Bible science
Ezekiel something or other. He said that was his favourite. And it's because he doesn't even understand it. He doesn't realise it's all celestial. That Ezekiel, whatever it was was explaining the moon. The movement of the moon and its alignment to create something. It talks about asses, ASSES, asses. You can go down to your butt because it's your ass. What have you got? You've got
No.
your sack.
It's not doing
coccyx.
it. Talking about the animal.
Coccyx is basically like an earth peak to the earth, but it's connected with the Earth's magnetic field. And the moon's up here, his magnetic pulse, which is on the head. So we're like the electrical circuit between the Earth and the above. It's this, and it's to do with the celestial alignments that creates this field through your system, which sets the spark, the voltage, cross circuit, whatever.
I can't work out how he can say half this shit with a straight face.
And awakens you,
I
awakens
don't think he
your
believes
pineal
half
gland.
of what
It's
he's
the
saying,
son of
to
man.
be honest.
So that's wandering off. Let's read this Romans. Get my glasses. Romans 1:20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, the signs that we see in our world, the signs from the creation. Even his eternal power and Godhead. What's the Godhead? What's the God in the head? The God in the head is the cosmological egg, the Godhead. There's the horizon of the black hole. There's the Godhead, which is the sun. This is God, creation. This is the Father. This is the Son, or the Son. This is the Father. Look that up. The Godhead. We see the Son. Even his eternal power, which is the black hole of creation, and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. I don't have an excuse. I know the whole system. That's why I explained it all to you. Trying to get it through to people.
Do you want to read the next verse?
So
Meant
much
to be
rubbish
understood.
thrown at people.
Do you want to read the next
Oh.
verse, Lindsay, or you want to just leave
Imagine
that out?
all those websites, all those science stories about the globe and how they figured this out and figured that out, when 90% of it is just science fiction. That's why they get billions of dollars. They're paying all these people to write stories, basically.
I know some scientists are really not very well paid
No,
at all, actually.
science-
So have you understood that?
It's not a great
But the
job.
sun is just an image, the focal point, but the creation is within this electromagnetic induction. This is why you get all the warmth in the tropical region, right through around this tropical region of our Earth, right? All the heat's there, and all the crap falls down here into the deserts on the sides. But yeah, so it's understanding the sun, what it's really doing, but nothing up here is physical. There's nothing above us that's physical. There's the signs, but you have to comprehend my understanding of physics. It's really hard, but understanding philosophy and religion, all that's all hidden in there. Though it's pretty hard for people to see. But anyway, I explained it all. you following me?
No.
Give us some likes and share it to people. People are waking up. There's more and more people
You've
waking
still
up.
got a
now.
bit of time to
There's a
go
heck of a
yet,
lot of
Lindsay.
people waking up with flat Earth now.
Still got 5
There's
minutes.
some arguments about the sun. Even flat Earths are arguing about the sun, what it's doing. Some are arguing it's not going around here all day long because they start focusing on the individual arc of horizon of man. You have to decide the two systems. You have to imagine it going around here, but only seen in your one arc of horizon. So in creation, it's going around like this, but you've got to flip it up like this for your arc of horizon. So instead of going around this way like this, it comes over your arc of horizon like that. So don't think this is wrong, because that's correct. Just because you're seeing this disappearing outside of your arc of horizon. Rise and fall on your arc of horizon. Remember the strings? It's all perpendicular to this arc, seen by you. Standing here at the center, 90 degrees, zenith. All out here. Newton's string theory. That you don't know about.
What?
It's hidden from you.
God.
I think he threw that one in.
The main
He
event
did say
around here,
Newton's
24/7,
string
does
theory,
a
didn't
full
he?
rotation around the
Yes,
Earth.
he did say Newton's string theory. You heard it here first, boys.
Yeah.
For one day, and you see your thing coming over here in your day. So imagine, realise creation's level, out now around, you look at everything that way. All the layers, all the atmospheric layers, all in here. Okay. Understand the cosmic egg, the true cosmic egg, the sun on the horizon. So this is the Milky Way coming off there like that. So the black hole's not in the Milky Way, is it? That's going over the tropical gap here, from the centre over the tropical gap. This is the choke point. This is how they draw it, like the Egyptians. There's the body. There's the Milky Way choke point. There's the bulge, the sun. And does that go down the vortex, the Milky Way? Must do, yeah. Yeah, that's sits down. That's the cross circuit that's down inside the Milky Way. It gets a cross circuit. So that's the beak, and then the head of the Earth is here.
I'm going to say, isn't that some
They go to Milky Way over to
bird-shaped
the bottom of the Earth.
hieroglyph?
Yeah. Are you trying to?
Magnetic field of Earth. There's the Milky Way, the bulging sun on the horizon,
It's from the side,
like
maybe.
that. It's the cross circuit. It creates the bang, the sun. Oh, that's a big one for me. Thank you. Get your mates to subscribe. Let's get the numbers up, eh? Get the news out, the truth out. You don't understand the truth, but you understand the
I've been
Trinity.
trying to read the board.
Science
while
gives you
you've
a
been
definition.
talking.
That's only one
Great.
part of it. You'll stay in darkness, stay in a conscious state of stupidity until you understand the whole Trinity. Yes.
I was trying to read
State of
what he's got written on there. The sun we see is just an image. Can't read half of it.
Yeah.
Nothing above us is physical.
Yeah. I'm not surprised you can't read most of it. I think the camera is ever so slightly out of focus on the boards.
Yeah, I think he's got it on autofocus and it
It-
wasn't quite focusing.
He did, because it also kept, as he kept stepping towards the camera, it kept refocusing on his left arm.
Yeah, I was noticing that. That's why I mentioned it earlier, where I wished he'd have fixed his focus.
Yeah. I also think he's got the camera is at an angle to the whiteboards. Okay. So as far as the camera is concerned, one end of the whiteboard is closer to the camera than the other end of the whiteboard.
Oh, right. Okay, it's not square to the camera, yeah. Now, well, if you can make anything out of any of that.
No.
State of stupidity until you understand the whole Trinity.
A hat, a brooch, or a little pterodactyl. That's all I got.
Okay.
That was nice, that, wasn't it?
Aye.
Oh, we're going to have some classic.
So,
classic
how do I bite somebody from here? Let's have a look.
yeah, I think you might have to.
That was nice, eh?
Figure out who it is.
I could make it worse. There's other keys that I could hit that you would like even less.
Go on, do it. Do it. Oh, didn't quite hear that one.
That's not as good as the others.
Didn't come through. I didn't quite hear it.
I'm not doing it
No, don't get him to replay it.
Yeah, where's Wally? Has got some very good ones in his latest video. Some very good clips of it.
Level is horizontal.
Oh, that one.
Okay. I've heard that before.
It is.
Oh, do you know when Lindsay mentioned Romans 20? I don't know how it's going on about how it explains anything because
no, it doesn't.
I mean, there are different versions, obviously, but I mean, all it's just talking about is God's invisible qualities and his eternal power is invisible.
Yeah, he didn't bother to read the whole passage, which is nothing to do with what he's talking about. But anyway,
no, absolutely nothing. It's got no. I mean,
really
it's
bad.
like it's only one, not even a paragraph.
Yeah,
it's one sentence.
Yeah, it's really about.
Well, I suppose it's two sentences. I suppose.
It's really about the.
I'm just going back
observing the power of God.
Just going back in the replay of it. The Lindsay, it looks a bit stuttery, like the frame rates.
That's my end, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Not your end.
What's Timbo? What's your broadband speed like?
It's pretty good,
bad, or indifferent.
but I don't think that's the problem. Seems to be something to do with Zoom. I can't work out what it is. Because if I play it directly,
it doesn't do it when I.
Well, it would have something to do with it. If your bandwidth's not very good, the frame rate will drop.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
I'm running about 30.
Oh, shout out to Huge Ass. Hello, Huge Ass.
Yeah.
Could also be your computer as well. Have you got a lot of things open, Timbo? Maybe.
I do, but my computer can handle it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It has the power.
It has the power. It's only Zoom for
Might
some
be
reason.
just a little drop in your internet then, probably.
It's only when something's shared for some reason it goes jittery on the share. I've tried to work out why that is.
But it's okay on my end when I do the hosting and everything. It doesn't do this.
Yeah, but it's only because
you're
going through Zoom and then I'm sending Zoom out to the thing. That's where it is. If I played it directly, we wouldn't have this problem. But
if you were playing it instead of me.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to have a go at the next one then, and just play that one?
If you want to play it better, just send me the link.
No, if you want to play it and see if it's any better without any.
Yes, send me the link. Then I can play it.
What do you want it in here or do you?
Doesn't matter.
I'll try it in here, see if it works.
Yeah, send it to me in here. Thanks, that'll do.
I can close that tab.
I'll just get past the ads.
I can close that tab. There we go. Don't need all that open.
More ads. Hang on. Sorry, I must pay for.
You could probably skip a few minutes of it, the start of it, first 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, I think I'm just skipping the ads.
I think
I must pay for YouTube. Purrs. Okay. Let me set this up. And I need to do
I
this.
get 19 people watching, but I've only got 9.
And I need to do this.
Thumbs.
Hey, Huge Ass, I don't care if people call me fat because I am. It doesn't bother me at all. People call me fat. I'll be like, it doesn't upset me. It's like, yeah, tell me something I don't know.
You're bigger than that.
Yeah.
Allie B did that to me the other day. Kept calling me fat boy. Yeah. I said, you're right, Allie. I am fat and you're stupid. I can lose weight and
Yeah.
you're always going to be stupid.
Stupid, yeah. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, I can lose weight. You will always be stupid.
That thing that Mr. Sensor was talking about.
So you said get through a few minutes.
What's this Dr. Flatsoid? What the fuck? Excuse me, sorry for the language, but Dr. Flatsoid.
No. It's a contraction. It stands for drivel.
Drivel. Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Hey,
Okay.
he's Molly.
Oh, look out. Well,
Look
Molly's
out.
here. He's not going to talk. He's probably just going to text.
He's just here for the.
So in a recent
here for the beer.
debate, Flatsoid
There he is.
was commenting or claiming
And is he
that
naked?
planets, etc.,
And
are
he'd probably
just
be
lights in the
naked
sky.
too.
So I gave the example of Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9, which struck Jupiter and was caught
Are we going to get to
photographically.
see
No,
it?
Zoid
Oh, we're going
hadn't
to do
actually
your
heard of that before.
pin, have we?
Okay.
It's already playing.
So I gave
Right,
him the
hang on.
link.
Timbo.
So he
Yeah,
got
we're going
that.
to pin Timbo in here.
Sorry. I've stopped it. Yep.
You're better off sharing it rather than playing it through yours.
Just for how I get it out. So you just have to trust me on that one. Okay. When you're ready.
Apparently it's his DJ name. DJ stands for Dick Jockey. Sorry. No,
So you guys should be able to see it on my feed and like my students' feed, and tell me when to go. Who's going to tell me?
Yeah,
when
we're
to go.
seeing it through your camera.
Yeah.
Why don't you just share it? It'd be easier to do that.
How about I do it? How about I do it the way I do it, so that I don't fiddle around.
All right. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mad.
Press play then.
Okay.
His
I'm with it.
Because there's some interesting things I found out about it that shows it's not as innocent as he thinks it is.
Are you saying it's yet another guilty comet?
Okay, so anyway, he says Comet Shoemaker, Levy 9, that was the one that apparently the fragments were hitting in Jupiter for months and stuff, and you could see it with the telescope, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at it, and it's literally discovered by astronomers Caroline, Eugene M. Shoemaker, and Levy in 1993. It had been captured by Jupiter's gravity and was orbiting the planet at the time. It was located on the night of March 24 in a photograph taken with a 46 centimeter, 18-inch Smith
Because I
telescope.
can't understand him.
That's not a
Shoemaker
telescope
wasn't
everybody at
orbiting
home can
Jupiter,
use, can they? So, remember Mr. Sensible said everybody could see it for a few months. Yeah, everybody that had this kind of telescope. Since when do you guys have this kind of telescope at home?
No.
Did I say that?
You got one of
Flatsoid?
them?
You wouldn't want a straw man,
No.
would you? Let's have a look at a short portion of that debate where I was talking about things that show that objects in the sky are real physical objects and brought up Shoemaker-Levy 9. Well, for instance, with the moon, we can see craters that have been made by vehicles that have crashed into the moon. A few years back, there was Comet Shoemaker-Levy, which broke up into a dozen pieces, and using orbital mechanics with all the various laws of gravity and so on, they calculated it was going to hit Jupiter, and indeed it did, and we could see the impacts on Jupiter for quite some time, more than one rotation of Jupiter, and the impacts came back round again.
That's interesting.
Okay, if you've not seen that, it's Shoemaker.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I'll have to go and look at it.
Shoemaker, spelt as you'd think, hyphen Levy, L-E-V-Y. Okay. Shoemaker-Levy. It was quite astonishing. I do have another super chat from Mr. E-Man. Thank you, Mr. E-Man, for $50 Australian. Thank you, my friend. So it appears I didn't say that everybody could see it, either naked eye or with binoculars or home-grade telescopes. No, I said that we could see it, as in we, humans, people on Earth, using powerful telescopes.
So that kind of stood out to me, how you would need a telescope like that to see what they're saying.
At this point, step in one of his guests, who is also one of his moderators, Mr. Michael Mutum and Bootum.
But what's claimed behind it? It's just another light in the sky, isn't it?
They're claiming Jupiter is physical. It's a physical sphere, and the comet that they observed had fragments hitting into it, and it gave these craters, you could say, in the clouds, because remember they believe it to be a gas giant.
I think she's got it. I think she's got it. By George, she's got it. By George, she's got it.
For months end, and everybody could see it. But it's things like the Hubble Space Telescope see it. No one from home, like a normal actual, let's just say a amateur astronomer, would be able to see it. So that's one thing I found very odd.
No, it's not very odd. You need skill and equipment to capture images like this. This is not Shoemaker Levy. This was someone, a Mr. John McKeown, who captured the flash of an impact on Jupiter in 2016. He was very fortunate. He used an 11-inch Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope. So yes, you can do it, but you're going to need the right tools. Just waving a P1000 around out of focus ain't going to cut the mustard.
Aware Super.
Yeah.
The super fund delivering strong long-term returns.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're
nature lovers, this'll be easy.
Let's
sorry.
With its plant-based, active and fragrance-free formula, more Team
I don't
Nature
have,
Guard's all-day protection is tough on bugs, not on people.
You haven't got an ad blocker.
So yeah, that was something very interesting to me, and then he brought this up, which
I was going to say,
yeah, that's what I've been looking
if you're
into
happy
now.
to spend this, if you're happy to spend the sort of money that Mr. Sensible spends on his tropical fish, you can buy a telescope that would see that sort of stuff going on very easily.
Oh yeah. As he just showed, okay, it might have been clear as some of the, the best telescopes in the world, but yeah, it's still possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure we're going to really enjoy your research.
Did a few digging, and I can't find how any normal person can actually see it.
The thing is, the guy's just reading this and then quoting it as a proof, like it's ridiculous.
Exactly. Because some dumb
I didn't just
Yorkshire
read
gobshite
this
knows
on
better,
Wikipedia.
Right?
I happen to have been alive
It's just
in
another light in the
1994,
sky.
and it was all over
me whip it.
mainstream news about this comet that was going to strike Jupiter. I watched as photos were shown of the various impacts. This was major news. It's not just some random little wiki article.
Okay, there we go. See, copyright ESA 994. Look at this brilliant art, guys. Look at that. That's so realistic. Wow.
Beautiful.
It's no use giggling and getting all moist and unnecessary. What you're looking at is an animation that's just illustrating what was going to happen.
Look how realistic this is, guys. Wow. I love it.
Yeah,
Check it out. Impacted. Check there. Wow.
Okay, you've had a laugh at 1990s animation. Now tell us of your research about Shoemaker Levy 9.
Honestly, there's some very dim ballers. My mum's just said fake. That's my mum. My mum's listening. My mum says it's fake and all that.
Amazing.
Oh, no, that's impression
Khan's
is
mum
fake.
can
Wow.
spot that a computer graphic video with a dinosaur in is fake.
Yeah, let's see. Amazing space videos, guys. Long-lasting impacts of Comet Shoemaker Levy 9.
So we're going to see some of your research now then, Zoid.
Yeah, guys, it's amazing that the only people that can supply us with images for this is ESA and NASA and stuff. Weird that, eh? The same people that only supply us things like gas giants, where you can take your telescopes and you don't literally see the same things that they show.
Earlier, I showed you imagery of Jupiter that the amateur astronomer had got. Jupiter varies between 365 and 601 million miles away. This beautiful image that you're showing now is of the broken up parts of a comet, Shoemaker Levy 9, which was only a couple miles in diameter before it broke up. Imagery at those sort of distances. That's stunning.
I mean, look at these so-called impact points on Jupiter that they're talking about. This is much further away on their model than the moon, correct?
I'm going for yes.
So why is it possible to see this stuff, but they can't see a much closer moon, lunar lander, or the flag?
Well, because it's a lot smaller, you dozy twat.
I mean, is he really this thick, or is it all just?
But yeah, like
that
was, so if I knew more about this, I would have asked Mr. Sensible, why is it that we're only getting these images from space agencies? Why can the normal amateur astronomers not have images? Because I can't find anything for it.
Correct, Zoid. That would be because no amateur astronomers have produced images like this. Presumably because no amateur astronomers own the Hubble Space Telescope.
But they do say they use Photoshop, they do, don't they? Because it has to be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It is Photoshop because it has to be.
Pyjamas Crookshank, if you're going to use the Flurf's cherry pick meme of choice, use it at the right time.
Yeah, but it's a rendering. They have to take all the different layers and stick it onto one another.
Zoid, this isn't a rendering. It's a photograph.
Why would you need video effects if you can just take a video?
Did
you see that? What's it gonna get? I'm sorry, but this is the most worst thing.
I'm beginning to think that your research is not very deep.
What's all these little red dots I'm looking at? We're like, look like little fires.
That's supposed to be the
fires.
That's supposed to be the impact craters.
Impact craters.
What?
This is the level of your research. A row of little fires, impact craters on Jupiter. The photo you are looking at is of the broken up Shoemaker-Levy comet on its collision course to Jupiter.
And actually, it
that
was an
image is
infrared
not of
scan
impact
of the,
craters. On the very
broken
wiki
up,
page you showed at the start of your stream, it says under that very photograph, Shoemaker-Levy 9 disrupted comet on a collision course. Total of 21 fragments taken in July 1994. Oh dear, Zoid.
It's just impossible. So yeah, Mr. Sensible, if you're watching this, this would be my rebuttal to you. It's fake.
Brilliant.
Oh, well reasoned.
So,
well done. Yeah.
following your research into Shoemaker-Levy, which I said would evidence that Jupiter is a physical object, on your live stream, yourself, Pyjamas Crookshank, and Michael come to the conclusion it's fake. Fantastic.
For reasons.
March 24th, 1993, Carolyn and Eugene Shoemaker and David Levy discovered this, Shoemaker-Levy 9, a comet that was broken up and orbiting Jupiter. It's believed it had only just been broken up as it passed within the Roche limit of Jupiter a year or two beforehand, and had probably been orbiting for around 20 to 30 years. Using a subtle blend of maths, orbital mechanics, and stirring in a little gravity, they calculated the orbit of Shoemaker-Levy, and they saw something wonderful. They saw that it was going to collide with Jupiter. This was an incredible once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The chance to see a major impact event. NASA and astronomers around the world prepared themselves in order to capture and gain as much information as they possibly could. There were 21 main fragments which were predicted to strike Jupiter over a period of about 6 days, and they varied from a couple of 100 metres to 2 kilometres in diameter. Images were captured like these ones above of some of the impacts. The typical cloud top temperature of Jupiter is minus 143 degrees centigrade. When they struck, they were reaching peak temperatures of 23,700 degrees centigrade. As Jupiter rotated, scars from the impacts came into view. These scars were larger than the size of the Earth. They consisted of dust from the comet and gases stirred up from deeper levels within Jupiter. Images showing the effects were taken in many different wavelengths, and spectroscopy showed changes to the atmospheric makeup of the surface of Jupiter for many, many months. There is no doubt that this happened. The comet was a physical object that could be photographed. Its path, its trajectory, was calculated based on orbital mechanics requiring gravity and mass. A prediction was made as to when it would strike Jupiter, and that prediction held true. Jupiter is a real physical object, and that is fact. So Zoid, I am going to give you a little bit of credit for not just ignoring Schumacher-Levy, which I mentioned, but Zaphod, how do you score him?
Yeah, okay, so 10 out of 10 for style, but minus several million for good thinking, huh?
I agree. You have seen the evidence. What I want to know is, what is your excuse?
I'm a South African. You can clearly hear I'm a South African.
Diplomatic community.
Oh, yeah. Just been revoked.
Go on, revoke it.
It's just been revoked.
Oh, and Peter Griffin does it.
Thick as two short planks. He really is.
Yeah, if you can make photographs of comet hitting Jupiter much further away, why can't we see the Apollo landing on the moon?
We have looked at your evidence and declare it fake because reasons.
But still, you must say it's not as hilarious as anything times 0 equals 1.
Oh yeah,
This is true. Yes. No, that is painfully funny.
That is truly hilarious.
Oh god, yeah.
Say one thing to Flat-Sword, as I say, I think you could probably all say that these are small and they are far away. Flat-Sword, you're a dumbass.
Yep. And your buddies.
And your buddies, they're even dumber. They're thick as two short planks, honestly.
What's Wally done? Broke himself.
I think so.
Turn your start video off and you'll get your avatar back, Wally.
Yeah.
If you have any other links, queue them up. Okay.
Turn
then
your
I'll do
OBS
that.
off, Wally.
Oh yes, Hugh. I forgot about that. Yeah, in his chat with Hugh Jast, Flaxoid said that 35 times 1,000 equaled 3,500.
Oh really? Did he?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, I remember that bit. Yeah. None of these buggers can do basic maths. There's very good reasons why all these idiots are flat earthers.
Or Bev doesn't understand basic algebra.
No, none of them do. They don't understand primary school level mathematics for a start.
And I thought I was really bad at maths, but honestly,
Well, I mean, because if you pronounce it the right way, the clue is in the answer. 3,500. How can you get 35 times 1,000 to equal 3,500 or 3,500?
Yeah.
Well, the same way Bev got it, 100 times 100 equaling 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly
Yeah.
the same. Same math.
But Blue, I have to admit that when you asked me to, if you were to ask me that, my initial thought goes to saying 1,000 for some reason, but then my brain goes, "Don't be a dick."
Yeah. 100 times 100, the answer's going to have 4 zeros in it.
Exactly.
Or Oakley not understanding that you need to divide and also to get kilometers out of meters. You know, that one as well. That was
absolutely priceless.
And insisting that it was incorrect.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah. Calling them all sorts of names because he couldn't figure out that yes, you divide meters by 1,000 to get kilometers.
Or what's his name? Who said that 10 to the negative 17 is a negative number. What's his name? Oh, I forgot his name.
Quite a few of them said that. Was it J.M. Truth who said it
J.M.
first?
Truth, yeah, was absolutely insistent that it was a
Anyway,
negative number.
like I say, I was.
Or truncations.
Oh, Wally's got an avatar.
Patience. Yeah.
Hi, Wally.
Wally found his avatar.
Well done, mate. Well done.
There's Wally.
No, you just got to click that mute button.
I think he should be made to speak. I think he should be tortured until he speaks.
Off you go.
Oh,
Well,
Wally and I had some great fun yesterday with Mobius.
That wouldn't be hard. He's pretty silly.
Yes.
I haven't really looked into Mobius very much at all.
I've only got one question,
Oh.
Wally. Does his hand get tired? Because he's been holding it up for a long time.
What's Wally say? I don't understand it.
That was today. Yeah, well, yours today. That was
Yeah,
my
your
yesterday.
today are yesterday.
I haven't gotten there yet.
So what was Mobius's particular brand of dirt that day?
Oh, good grief! We were talking about LIGO again.
Oh, right.
The infamous LIGO in the mirrors, whether or not the surfaces are plumb. Oh shit.
Let me guess. He doesn't believe that plumb means that the mirrors themselves don't have to be plumb. The mirrors themselves can point at any angle. The whole assembly is still plumb.
No,
right?
no. Lasers will not work
I'm
unless
Matt
they keep
here.
me exactly horizontal. Now, my dog will tell you otherwise, based on his experience with one of my laser pointers.
All right.
Lasers do not necessarily have to be horizontal. They can be all kinds of different directions, even up on the wall, which really drives him crazy.
Yeah.
You just, I think you get some that are more confident than others. Like you can tell with the ones that are confident in their crap, or not confident in their crap. Just sometimes, if you do get to see them, is their body language for one.
I find that there's a direct correlation between their confidence, their ignorance, and their arrogance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, that's why we have the curve, don't we? What do you call it?
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But they all tend to go hand in hand. The more ignorant they are, the more sure that they're right, and the more arrogant they are about it, and that they're right and everybody else is wrong. But that is the general mindset of a conspiratard. And at the end of the day, the root of all of these guys' problems is they're conspiratards. I think most of them didn't come to Flat Earth first.
I'm having doubts about Lindsay, whether Lindsay really believes what he's saying as well, because the last couple of times I've been looking at his body language, and there's certain little things that I've picked up on where he's not confident about what he's saying.
Oh, he's not confident about what he's saying, Matt, because he makes it up as he goes along.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know,
I mean, it's not got anything to do with whether he believes it or not. It's just how quickly can he make the bullshit up.
Well, if he's making it up, then he knows it's not to be true, is it? You know, that's what.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But sometimes he, he pauses and like gives the impression that he's thinking a bit, but really all he's doing is trying to figure out what bullshit he's going to say next.
Right. Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah, he can complete his sentence when he's saying something. And we go, oh, just go and watch one of my other videos. It explains it all.
Yeah.
It's like little things that you don't even realize you're doing when you're making stuff up or bullshitting or lying or whatever. There's certain little things that you see in body language that you don't realize that you're doing, but you can't help it and you can't hide it. It's quite often, and the police use it all the time. It's an interesting subject, actually. That's why I know a little bit about it, because it's interesting.
I did see a study though that tested all the people that said that they could tell if people are lying or not. And most of them can't.
And they were lying.
They were lying. Yeah.
The only profession that did have any significant evidence that they could tell they were lying. Do you think you can guess what it is? Or tell if someone else was lying?
I don't know. Body language? I don't know.
No. Profession. Job.
Bartenders.
profession.
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, I can understand that.
Spies.
When you're around bullshitters for most of your life, you recognise the signs. You probably don't even realise what you're recognising half the time.
No, it was spies. Spies could tell if other people were lying, but the
Yeah.
police and detectives and other ones didn't have much.
Well, it's 'cause they're all
We're
trained,
not
aren't
much.
they? Yeah.
We're not much better than the average Joe Blow, but they like to think they are, which is part of the problem.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that they know somebody's lying. I call it the scattergun
always,
approach.
yeah.
That if you have 50 people and you get 25% of them right, that 25 people you were correct on, then you probably feel like you're right most of the time. But
Yeah.
whereas if someone else,
I think it's true. The more time you spend with people that lie constantly, I was married to one who was. I'm not joking either. Who continuously lied about almost everything. You kind of. I'm not saying I'm foolproof. I'm not going to claim that I could tell whether somebody's lying. Even 9 times out of 10, or 8 times out of 10, or even possibly even 5 times out of 10. But I'm not too bad at recognizing truth. Because and also, because I've looked into the subject about body language, and the reason why I looked up the subject of body language is because I wanted to know whether my wife really was telling me the truth half the time. So I looked into it, studied it for a bit, and it sort of began to realise, my wife's lying to me a lot.
There are some things, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're not foolproof. But there are some body languages. That
absolutely.
definitely
Yeah, even the police will tell you it's not foolproof. It's not absolute. That's why they don't use body language as evidence. Oh, hello. Talking about body language.
Speaking of body language, that's a perfect transition point, right?
Why can't I see that? Hang on a second.
Yeah, why did I learn how to read sign language?
I don't care. I don't care whether they're lying or not. I don't care.
Can you leave
They
that
can
up
lie
for a
all they
sec,
like.
Paul? Because it's not coming through, and
They
I
are
fix it.
definitely not lying. They are definitely not lying.
Why is that?
Ready for a quiz, eh?
Hang on a sec. It's not, I
No,
don't
not
think it's coming
nearly
through.
there.
I get work out why it's not coming through. Why are you not coming through?
I like the subtle one in the top left-hand corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh dear.
Not
Just
showing
having a
on the
moment.
stream yet, though.
No, that's what I said. I've just give me a sec. Don't know why it's not. No.
Oh, we've got to wait for it to appear on stream, do we?
There we go. Yes, I had to stay there for a little bit. Give it a moment.
Oh no, they've got to stay there for a bit. Oh bugger.
Okay, we should have it now.
It still hasn't appeared on my stream.
Yeah,
No, not yet.
You can wait if you want.
There it is.
Do we need it full screen? Can we have it full screen for a minute?
It is.
It is.
It is full screen.
Full screen at my end.
I haven't got it at full screen.
I don't know why.
We're
All
not
right.
right. Your failings, Terry.
Yeah, I'll make it full screen. See if that works.
For some reason, it's not appearing on my stream yet either. I must be right behind.
You might want to set your stream
There
live.
we go. Now it is. Now it is.
Missing
Now it
out.
is. Now it is.
I'll tell you what you could
All
do,
right.
Timbo. You could probably put. Oh no, we'll talk about it later. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, let's talk about it later
Forget
because I've got some
Let's
settings
talk
which
about
is
it later.
Yeah,
causing problems. Go on.
Righto. Question 1. A venue for this sport in Alamance County called Ace was shut down by North Carolina after it defied coronavirus restrictions. What sport?
God.
It'll have to be a contact sport.
Well,
Or
not
does that
necessarily.
be the restriction?
Really? Well, they shut down motor racing here. That's not exactly a
If this-
contact sport.
If this is a contact sport, Terry, it's very interesting. It makes it much more interesting when this is a contact sport. Yeah.
Okay. I remember the car
Okay.
race a couple of years ago. They had an issue with that here.
Kyle Weatherman put Blue Lives Matter symbols on his equipment for this sport after an African American participant put Black Lives Matter on his equipment for it. Blue Lives Matter.
Blue lives.
You remember that? Yeah? You know what sport it is now?
No, but I'm guessing.
Oh, I should know, but I can't Blue
It's not tennis, Farmer's Boy.
I don't know. I ain't got a clue.
No, you do have a clue. You were pretty right on the ball, right from the word go. That participant in this sport, Bubba Wallace, later saw what an FBI investigation said was a garage pull rope from before the event, but was thought to be a noose.
Oops, wrong button.
Not pumpkin chucking, not volleyball, not online chess.
I've given you an answer. I don't know if it's right or not.
Yeah, I'd take that, Matt. That's a specific example of this kind of sport. In June 2020, one organisation for this sport banned the displays of Confederate flags after recent protests.
Oh,
What
yes,
sport?
I remember this now. Yeah. Think of the sort of thing that rednecks might be into.
Yeah, name this activity exemplified by the Daytona 500. That should give it away.
There you
in
go.
which certain vehicles go around a track.
Oh, I thought that.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought you
There it
said
is.
that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was indeed car racing.
With a very American emphasis in the clues.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, I'd put NASCAR. I thought that's what.
Well, you would have been kind of right, really. You know.
This is a multi-part question. Two of these weather systems merge to form a larger one in the Fujiwara effect. Name this general class of weather systems exemplified by polar vortices and nor'easters. These large-scale weather systems circulate counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. What are they?
Did you mention that?
I will
They've
not
not
accept
said
that answer,
NASCAR
Farmer's
before.
Boy, because we're talking about the northern hemisphere.
Did you mention Fred got NASCAR and Turing got Speedway before?
Timbo Turtle, I'll accept that, and I will accept Spooky Bedhair's answer of cyclones, not hurricanes, because in the northern hemisphere they do not call them hurricanes.
We do.
I was going to call it tropical storm. Would I have got that right? If I said tropical storm.
Yeah, I'll accept that. Yeah. Cyclones or cyclonic storms was the correct answer. Yeah. Part two.
I'll say it again. Did you mention who got the last question right from the Peanuts?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I was just mentioning it then. It was Fred Knott said NASCAR and Turing Test 2 said Speedway. So
yeah,
they're on the right track. They're on the right track.
A hurricane is a strong tropical cyclone that occurs in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
He's arguing the point.
Okay.
Well, that's north.
These form in areas where this quantity is low, while the opposite form where this quantity is high. This quantity can be measured using a barometer and is commonly expressed in millimeters of mercury. There's an easy one for you. What is it?
There goes my answer.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my answer.
I'll have to scroll down to see your answers. That's the one. Air pressure or atmospheric pressure is indeed the correct answer. That was an easy one.
Yeah, Nerd got it, and Carl.
Barometric pressure. That'd be right as well, wouldn't it?
Yep, barometric pressure. I'd accept that. Yep.
That's good.
And part three. The formation process of an extratropical cyclone can create an occluded one of these features by forcing cold air to overtake warm air. Stationary examples of these features occur when two slow-moving air masses collide. What are these features?
Ooh.
Hey, I managed to type an answer before Paul finished asking the question.
Alan's got it right.
I think I'm wrong, but I'm going to type it in case I'm
what
not.
that is.
Does it have a container?
Yeah.
Well, like spectroscopy needs a container.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
David
right.
Boyce
Yeah,
said.
No.
yeah, you know, anything
Oh,
that comes
there
out
we
of his
go.
mouth is shite.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Alan Evans and Turing Test 2, who came up with a front or a weather front.
Ah,
is the correct answer.
Oh,
yeah.
Easy one.
A weather front.
Easy.
Yeah.
Should go with easy.
Okay. Question 3. You get lots of clues for this one. Unlike malloc, the function alloca returns a pointer to this data structure. What is this data structure? This is for all the computer nerds out there.
Oh well, I'll just sit back and have a snooze then.
Yeah.
I only just got that.
Time to make
before you
time to
finished.
make a coffee, farmer.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's the People's Front of Judea.
It's not an array.
Okay.
You damn People's Front.
Oh well.
Calculators that are postfix for reverse Polish notation usually process commands with this data structure.
Oh,
what is it?
That might be this. Well, this is what I call it.
That's exactly right, Timbo Turtle.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and well done to Nerd Alert, who got the correct answer out there with a stack. The other clues were nodes are stored in this data structure when using depth-first search. It's not a buffer, but deep recursion can cause a program to exceed the bound of the call example of this data structure. The last element pushed into this data structure is the first element popped out, unlike a queue. Name this data structure whose overflow names a popular programming forum, the Stack Exchange. It would be the stack.
Well, Nerd Alert, wouldn't expect anything different.
Yeah.
Except me.
All right. The Frenet-Serre formulas use 3 of these objects to describe the motion of a particle along a differentiable curve in terms of the curve's torsion and curvature. Name these mathematical objects that possess both magnitude and direction. These objects are often contrasted with scalars. What are they? Come on, this is an easy one. Blue's typing so fast, he got the spelling wrong, but I know what he means. And correct, Spooky Bed Hair, they are vectors. Well done, Blue and Alan.
I had that. But I couldn't type it.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Okay, your next question, a little bit harder. For a curve parameterized by the function r of t, this vector equals r prime of t over the magnitude r prime of t. The binomial vector is defined as the cross product of this vector with the unit normal vector. What is this vector? Does anyone know?
Well, they all knew the last one. They're all coming out with
Yeah,
vectors.
this one's the hard part of the question.
Yeah.
But the third part is an easy one. You'll get that easy. I'll give you a visual clue for this one.
Put another way.
How many sugars?
Yeah.
It's dark in here. So
Yeah,
it's a bit blue.
Yeah, sorry, no sugars.
Victor.
Roger.
Yeah. Ah, well, for those that don't know, it is the unit tangent vector.
Oh well. Oh.
Ah, that's what it was.
You know, that was on the tip of my tongue. You said lying unconvincingly.
I had
vector in the answer, but the tangent and the unit part was.
I see a
I had
question like that,
tangent.
I'll just switch off.
I had tangent,
I
but not
just
unit
said
tangent. Yeah, I just had tangent.
Yeah, okay,
what I
I'll
did.
give you that then.
Yeah.
I'll give you that then.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. The next one is easy. The derivative of the unit tangent vector with respect to this quantity gives the definition of curvature. This quantity, defined by the distance between 2 points along a curve, equals r times theta for 2 points on a circle. What is this quantity?
It's on the tip of your tongue as well, isn't it, Farmers? This one again, isn't it? I can tell.
Can you read that?
It's not It's not
Not
chord
length.
length, Timbo.
Choir length. Oh, well, okay. The distance between 2 points along a curve.
However, Nerd Alert has it correct
that's it.
with
It's not chord.
arc
Oh.
length.
Yeah, but he had two other guesses.
Arc does
Course.
the curve,
Yeah,
chord
you can
goes
retract
through.
I meant arc length.
Retract his message and then goes for arc length.
He's allowed to change his mind.
Well, he was the first one to get the right answer, though.
Yeah.
Gotta give
I
him
should have
that.
got that one before him.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
I like Irish juice's cake. Was it cake diameter? I like that.
Cake diameter. Okay, question 5. Here's one for the Australians. So maybe the Australians can sit back and let the peanut gallery answer this one.
We'll do that.
The air highway crosses this region, including the town of Eucla on its edge. Name this arid, mostly treeless plain on the south coast of Australia. It lies south of the Great Victoria Desert and includes the longest stretch of straight road in the country. What is it? You can type an answer into the internal chat.
That's the name of the region we're looking for, is it?
I think I know what you're looking for, but
I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, you're excluded. Australians, you're excluded. So
Irish juice is Terry's back garden.
It's not the Outback.
No.
Well done to Turing Test 2 with the Nullarbor plane.
Really?
Yeah, that is the correct answer.
the Outback's further.
Well, they got that, did they?
Yeah.
Is he Australian? Is he cheating?
I don't know.
Don't know.
But it's a peanut, so that doesn't count.
I think he needs to prove his nationality.
Yeah. Travelling from the east coast, one would likely cross the Nullarbor to get to Perth, the capital and most populous city of this Australian state. What is it? Which
Denial. State of denial? State of...
Bit of a state.
State of denial.
Right old state.
Yeah.
Left old state, you mean?
Ah.
For those that were trying to work out, the Outback is further north than the Nullarbor.
It is. Yeah.
Is it really that treeless, like miles and miles and miles of no trees?
Yes.
It really is like that, yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Pretty normal.
And you've got a nice straight bit of road that you can just go straight.
90
Really?
miles of straight road. Yeah.
You can just go straight on a nice straight bit of road. Wow. that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And it has no speed
No
limit either.
curves.
And no speed limit.
It has no what?
Has no what?
Speed limit.
Yes, it does.
Nullarbor.
does.
This section of Nullarbor doesn't have a
Yes,
speed
it
limit.
does.
Or am I thinking of another?
No, you're thinking of the Northern Territory that had
Yeah.
restrictions.
Oh, Northern Territory. Was that
But they
the,
changed
that one?
that. That's
Oh,
they've
okay.
gone. They've gone back to a speed limit up
I
there.
thought that just... Yeah, okay. I'll have to check that one out again.
It's not New South Wales, Fred. No.
No.
Something.
You could try putting in the ACT, but you'd be wrong.
Yeah. Come on, peanuts.
Well, let's put it this way. It's either north, south, east or west. And we know it's not north or south.
Oh, they need a visual clue. Western Australia. There you go.
Yeah. Well, it's west, and it's in Australia, so it has to be
Western Australia.
Eastern Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was waiting for someone to Google Perth and come up with Tasmania. Because there's a Perth in Tasmania as well.
The Nullarbor Plain is the largest single outcropping of this rock in the world. This sedimentary rock, chemically calcium carbonate,
they've got to spell it
forms
right.
karst landscapes with caves containing stalagmites and stalactites. What kind of rock is this?
What kind of rock? Or name a rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
kind of
red
rock?
one.
Alan and Blue
No.
have got it. They know what it is.
A grey one.
And well done to Nerdlet.
Yeah, that's
Who
correct.
gets
Limestone.
limestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try throwing a demijohn of acid off the top of Cheddar Gorge, because it'll get interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and limestone. Yeah.
I know somebody who did it with a demijohn full of battery acid.
Oh
God.
Christ.
But that's stank.
Yeah. All right. Question 6. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure creator Hirohiko Araki makes it very clear in his work how much he loves rock music. A ripple master that briefly appears in the manga is named after this musician who played with the Heartbreakers. His solo hits include I Won't Back Down and Free Falling. Who is it?
Be him then.
That would be him, Farmer's Boy.
Fleetwood Mac.
No, it's not Fleetwood Mac.
It's not Fleetwood Mac. And Fred Knotts gets it right. Well done.
I bet there's going to be a question about Fleetwood Mac now. I bet you 100%.
Well, Nerdlet was on the right track with me.
Yeah, it's Tom Petty.
Damn the torpedoes.
Haven't they got that?
Yeah. The other two are very easy as well. The character Caesar Zappelli is not so subtle reference to this rock band best known for the song Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
People will type faster than I can. So.
Yeah. Led Zeppelin. Well done. Yeah. Indeed, it is Led Zeppelin. And the last one. 2 other Ripple users take their names from this British rock band behind the hits Romeo and Juliet, Money for Nothing, and Sultans of Swing. Who is this?
Yeah.
That's the one. Well, let me see how far behind the Peanuts are.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Not
the
that
one,
far.
Peanuts. They're not that far behind.
Straits,
Well done. Nerd Alert and Fred Knotts with Dire Straits. Good on you.
I've got to type it.
Yeah.
I didn't bother. There's no way I was going to type it quicker than you.
I can't type any faster.
Okay. LNG Canada aims to create one of these things westward from Kitimat.
Okay.
What are these things?
I don't know.
In Canada. What?
Don't know.
Not a pipeline. Not a pipeline. The first one of these things in the North Pacific was discovered by Andre de Urdaneta. Not civilization. No. One of these things, the NSR, lies entirely within Russian authority and begins at Novaya Zemlya. What are these things?
You had to say that in a Russian accent.
Not an LNG storage thingy, Farmer's Boy, no. Storage thingy.
Something to do with LNG, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And other things. One of these things between Banks and Ellesmere Islands may become viable due to climate change. What are these things?
A U-boat port, if only.
Not pipelines or U-boat ports, no.
No.
Several of these things that follow trade winds and westerlies were made obsolete by powered vehicles. What are these things?
Huh.
Not a land bridge.
No.
Alan's got it right. He knows what it is.
Well, these things, they're multiple, aren't they? So.
Not a port or a cave, no. The Northwest Passage is one of these routes, the busiest of which by number of vehicles is the Strait of Malacca. What are they?
Malacca.
Yeah.
It's not. It can't be this. It's too easy.
Yeah, it is too easy.
Not canals.
Is it?
Name these routes used by vehicles that traverse the ocean.
Oh, no, forget what I've just typed then.
Not pipelines.
No.
No.
I typed that just as you were giving that answer.
Trade routes, Timbo. Another word for it would be a what? would be a shipping lane.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Well, that is. Oh no, that is just ridiculous.
How do you create a ship? You don't create a shipping lane. You just.
Well, try
Well-
not following one and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're created, aren't they? You know.
Just a direction. It was just a direction.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. But I believe there are some navigational rules about
Shipping lanes. Yeah, there are. Yeah.
There are.
using them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Just
are,
like
yeah.
the same for aircraft.
Yeah.
Yep. Question 8.
Yeah, Farmer, you're wrong.
This substance transports sediment to the deep sea floor in its namesake rafting. What is this substance?
Transport sediment.
Any increase in this substance could cause its formation to rapidly accelerate in a positive feedback mechanism named for this substance's albedo.
Rafting.
Not whale poo.
No.
No. Variations in insulation cause the amounts of this substance on Earth to fluctuate in regular cycles, named for Milutin Milankovic. What is it?
What was it? I guess. Gonna make a guess.
Yeah, you got it right, Farmer's Boy and Jimbo Turtle, but you were beaten by Nerd Alert out there, who said it was ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like sediment, the composition of the paleo atmosphere can be reconstructed from gases found in cores of this substance.
Yes.
Yeah, pieces of this substance separate from large shells of it in a process known as carving. Named this substance, which forms thick sheets that cover Greenland and Antarctica. It is ice. Yeah.
I would have got it then.
Used to cover half of North America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to cover most of us
Yes.
here in the UK.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around about the time that Farmers was alive. I mean, somebody else.
Thank you.
There wasn't much here.
Here's one for the astronomers out there. This moon spews water vapor out of plumes located in tiger stripe regions near its south pole. Name this moon. The Cassini probe has discovered complex organic molecules and molecular hydrogen in the gas plumes of this moon, suggesting the possibility of life in its surface ocean.
There you go. I've just given
or
you my answer.
subsurface ocean. What is it? What's your answer? It's not Io.
Is it that
No, I
one?
didn't say Io. I didn't say Io.
Oh, okay.
You're looking at somebody else's answer.
It's this one.
Mine.
Yeah, it's not Io. It's the other one.
It's not Europa either.
Really? Oh shit!
No.
Because I was thinking Europa Clipper. Oh, and
It's as Shadow Falcon suggested, Enceladus. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Saturn, isn't it?
I knew it was
It
a Saturn
is,
moon. I
yeah.
never knew if Enceladus.
Well, because I could have sworn that it was discovered the Europa that was spewing water vapor as well. I could have sworn they said that about Europa.
But this one is Enceladus, yeah. Material ejected from Enceladus's gas plumes comprises one of these structures, designated E. These huge circular structures are composed primarily of water ice and surround Saturn at its equator. What are they? That's right, Farmer's Boy. And
What else are you
Fred
gonna
Knott's
call
got
them?
it out there. Yeah, exactly. They are the rings, and
Rings.
surprisingly, of course, they aren't in order. It doesn't go A, B, C, D, E, F.
No,
on
of
the
course
centre
not.
outwards or inwards. No. Why
Far
not?
too logical.
Why not? Why do you think?
It wouldn't just happen to be sort of order of discovery, depending on how good
Yeah.
the telescope is it?
Yeah. That would probably be it, I'd say.
Yeah, because there are some really obvious ones, and then there's some that have obviously got either smaller particles or less of them,
Yeah.
and they just don't stand out so well. So I'm guessing over time, as they use more powerful telescopes. Oh, look, there's another ring. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
there we are,
exactly.
G. Yeah.
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 All right, and your third question in this one. Lakes of liquid hydrocarbons are present on the extremely cold surface of this other moon of Saturn. The Voyager probes were unable to image this moon's surface due to its thick nitrogenous atmosphere. Which one is it?
I'll go with the only other one I can remember.
Well,
that would be the right one.
Oh, that's good then, because
well
I can
done.
hardly remember any of the.
I'm just
Saturn's
guessing.
moons. Yeah.
I'm just picking them.
And well done. Well done to Fred Knotts out there.
Oh, I got it.
And Timbo Turtle.
I got it.
Who got it? It is
my-
indeed Titan.
My son's.
I know Titan from reading Judge Dredd in the Judge Dredd
okay.
storylines. When a judge is convicted of committing a crime, they're sentenced to 20 years penal servitude on Titan.
Mm.
There you go.
You know, apparently they've just recently found 12 more moons of Jupiter, apparently. Or is that Saturn? I could have the wrong way around now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a race between Jupiter and Saturn, isn't it?
Yeah, they keep discovering more and more, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
You'd think they were big or something.
Okay. And your last question of the day. One type of these devices uses pebbles containing many small trisoparticles.
Yeah,
what
whatever.
are these devices?
No idea.
Okay. Another type of these devices uses liquid beryllium fluoride or another molten salt as a coolant. What are these things? Not particle accelerators. No.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, the internal chat's got it. Timbo's got it. Big Blue's got it. Alan Evans got it. And they've got it out there. Nerd Alert and Shadow Falcon have also got it. They are nuclear reactors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and your other clues were those models are candidates for the fourth generation of these devices, which are meant to have high passive safety because they don't melt down. If something goes wrong, they automatically shut down because of their design.
Don't have to scramble.
Yeah. These devices are called breeders if they produce more material than they consume. Yeah. Some of these devices use heavy water as a moderator. Now that would be a good name for a moderator on a Discord channel, wouldn't it?
Heavy water.
Heavy water.
Heavy water. Yeah.
That's famously what the Germans were trying to produce in Norway during the Second World War.
Exactly.
Indeed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Could never produce enough of it.
Do you know how they produce heavy water?
I can't
No
remember.
idea.
They feed it lots of sugar.
They use yeah.
Force feed
No,
it.
they use electrolysis. They basically electrolyze the water into hydrogen and oxygen, and it just so happens that the preference very slightly is to electrolyze the light water into hydrogen and oxygen, leaving behind the heavy water. So what they do is they electrolyze it over a long period of time in one cell, then they take the contents of that cell and put it in another cell. And they do the first cell over and over again until they get enough water in the second cell. And then they electrolyze that and repeat the process. And they do it in a cascade of cells. And eventually it enriches the heavy water to a much higher concentration in the final cell in a cascade, which is why when they had that sabotage operation, they literally just blew up the cells. And they knew that once they destroyed the cells, that it was going to take months and months and months for them to get it up and going again, because it takes a long time to electrolyze the water to get to the final cell where they actually produce the heavy water to a high purity.
Oh, that's why.
And what
they
were
could
they
never
going to
produce enough of it?
And what were they going to use the heavy water for?
Well, they
The
use it as a
moderator
moderate.
in the nuclear
yeah.
reactor, the atomic reactor they wanted to build.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's right. Yeah.
They were trying to develop the atomic bomb, but most of the skill set that was native to Germany had already got the hell out of Dodge and was over in the States. That's one of the problems that they had. You know, their skill set had most of their skill set had already gone. thankfully.
Well, because they'd made most of those people illegals in their own country.
Yes, they had. Yeah. And
they still had some rocket engineers though for the V1s and V2s.
Oh yeah. But most of the physicists that would have been involved with that were of a certain demographic. And had already, like I said, got the hell out of Germany. No, I remember the US Navy when they were developing their nuclear subs, they did experiment with using liquid sodium as a coolant.
Yeah.
And the problem with liquid sodium is you can't let it cool down too much because it tends to re-solidify.
It solidifies, and you can't let it. You can't let it break free out of the pipe into the atmosphere either, because it tends to catch fire.
Yeah. So and they built, I can't remember the name of it. They did build one nuclear power submarine using a liquid sodium cooled reactor, and they just had so many troubles with it, and it was so difficult. When it came back to port, you basically had to keep the thing ticking over because you couldn't let the liquid sodium solidify because it just, you've now got a dead reactor. And in the end, they just said, no, forget it. Sorry, it's too difficult.
Well, it's the same with the process they use to refine aluminium furnace for it. They use liquid sodium in vats to catalyze the reduction of aluminium oxide to aluminium.
Oh, right. Yeah,
and it has to remain molten, so they can't just sort of like turn off their factory and then start it up again, because if you let that liquid sodium cool down, it's one hell of a job to get it back molten again.
Yeah, there was a point where they thought the Russians were using it in some of their Alpha class subs because they were just so blindingly fast. They said they must have come up with some new reactor, and of course it turns out all the Russians were doing, they weren't running their plants at 100%. They were cranking them up to 110, 115, 120%. They were just going, health hazard? Who cares about that? And just turning the wick up even more. No special new technology. They're just going, hey, whatever. Just crank it up some more. Just go for it.
Shadow said the Soviets did a lead bismuth cooled nuclear reactor.
Yeah. But the Soviets had the same problems that the Americans did, and in the end, they all tried these different sort of methods, and I went, no, it's too much hassle, it's too complicated.
I was wrong about Jupiter. They found 12 more moons. On Jupiter, not Saturn. So now officially Jupiter has got more moons than Saturn now. But apparently they're going to reanalyze Saturn, so Saturn will probably take over Jupiter again pretty soon. Officially, Jupiter's now got 92 moons. Yeah.
It's going to get ridiculous, like when they get down to the size of a moon, the size of like a bus or Saturn, and they call that a moon,
Exactly. They're gonna have to define what a moon actually is, or is it just an orbiting,
bit of rock.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I would have thought some of the ring fragments would be significantly bigger than a bus.
Probably. Yeah. I would suggest so.
That's no moon. That's a space station.
Well, apparently Hubble, for the first time, has actually directly measured the mass of a white dwarf. Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. It measured
What?
it directly.
They went out there and put little scales under it?
Tape measure and some scales. And...
Yes, I think my visit to the optician is well overdue.
Oh, I'm the same, Alan. I haven't worn my glasses probably for over a year now. I should, because if I look anywhere else other than my computer screen now, I can't see a bloody thing. Well, I can see. I just can't make it out in detail.
Yeah, it's no good me trying the other pair of glasses because they're definitely the distance ones.
Oh, you get the same as well. You get two sets of glasses, one for distance and one for like reading and stuff.
Three sets.
Three.
One for reading, one for the computer screen. Yeah, I can't wear varifocals. I have to look at my feet when I walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. The
I would have to, yeah, if I do that with my head, I'd fall over anyway.
Now, the varifocals that you're meant for reading a book is your lowest one. So if you're looking at your feet, it won't work. Yeah.
If I'm trying to look at my feet yeah, exactly. I'm looking through the closest bit, aren't I?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Oh, here you go. Here's for the creative people in mind. ESA are calling on anybody to design some spacesuits for them.
Good, because there's a crap.
Some space what?
Okay.
Spacesuits.
Spacesuits.
Yeah, they're looking for some designs on spacesuits.
Can't they just steal them from Star Trek like everyone else does?
Get your designs in there. And they're looking for designs from anybody, pretty much. Anybody at all.
I think it's the sealing part of the suit that's the main issue, isn't it?
What, sorry?
The rest of it's not too bad. The sealing part, to seal them once you've put them on.
Well, it's pretty important, yeah.
Yeah, but the colour is more important than that.
I suspect, though, Matt, they're not really after like garbage bags put together with 100-mile-an-hour tape.
No,
right?
No. They're looking for what spacesuits would actually
No
look
duct
like.
tape. That's what they use. That fixes everything.
They're looking for artistic interpretations of what
aesthetics
a spacesuit might look like for the ESA.
Ah, okay.
Because
rather than actual designs as such.
Buttons aren't going to work all that well.
No. Don't do what Hollywood do. Don't put bloody lights on inside the helmet.
Yeah, but that's only so we see their face.
How else are you going to see their face?
I know why they do it, so you can see the actor's face, but the last place
Yeah.
you put a light is inside a bloody helmet. You don't see jack shit.
That's what a lot of the actors complain of, having trouble seeing everyone else when they're doing the same.
Yeah, well, all you'll see is yourself. You'll just see a reflection of yourself in the bloody glass. You know.
Well, this is the thing about Hollywood. I mean, like, okay, if you're a movie producer and you're making this movie, how are you going to be able to get people to see the guy inside the spacesuit?
You're not.
What do you do?
We don't.
In a movie, you need to.
No, you don't. You know who's
Why?
in there.
Yeah, but that's not a movie, is it? Is the whole point of a movie is you're supposed to actually see their faces while they're
You
actually
don't have them
saying
in a
stuff.
spacesuit all the bloody time.
You have to remember how stupid the average moviegoer is, especially
No, they're not.
especially in the land of the free.
And the home of the brave.
No, that's where they're actually
Okay.
wrong. It's the producers that think they're stupid, not the people.
Well, the only reason we can't see their face is they've got this lens in front.
He's not a famous
They've got this
movie
lens.
director.
Farmers is not a famous
Right.
one. What's that, Blue? Farmers is not a famous
The only
one.
reason we can't see their face is they've got this lens on the helmet. So if they don't have the lens there, we'd be able to see their face, and they don't need a light.
Blue was trying to say something there.
Oh no,
Yeah, I know.
I was attempting to undertalk you guys,
Okay.
and it worked.
Quite well.
Worked very well. No, I was going to say the famous movies where they had to see.
I can't beat you at over talking, so I thought I'd try something different.
I mean, there was a big hoo-ha about Apollo 13 when they dramatized, two astronauts arguing. Well, that never actually happened. But I understand why the director put it in there, because you needed something to give some sort of drama to it. Otherwise, it just would be quite a boring movie. Okay, maybe not boring for people like us because it would end up being a documentary. But at the end of the day, it still needs to entertain. It needs something.
Yeah.
You know.
Movies where they showed the actor's face when they shouldn't have. Things like the first Suicide Squad, where Deadshot had his mask off for the whole thing, and no one's ever meant to see his face. And the other one was Sylvester Stallone in Judge Dredd, the first one. You never see. Yeah. Farmers knows what I mean.
I'm
the kind of person.
Judge Dredd's face has never been drawn. Nobody knows what he looks like, and in all the cartoons, in everything, he's always got his helmet on. So what does in Judge Dredd? What does Stallone do? The first thing he does, he gets off his bike and takes his bloody helmet off, and it's just like, no, sorry, that's just bollocks.
Well, it's like in reality when cars crash and trucks crash, and that they rarely explode, and you hardly ever see them burst into flames. But in Hollywood, It
Blow
happens
up.
every single bloody time, doesn't it?
Somebody lobs a grenade and 50 gallons of petrol go off. You know, where did that come from?
What you got, guys? What you got to do is,
Jesus Christ, they run off the road and explode in midair.
I know.
yeah, how does that happen? Yeah.
Why is it
Guys,
always...
what you got to do is you got to look at these movies objectively. Kind of like you got to say, well, okay, that's bullshit, right? But I understand why they put it in there, and it's got to entertain him, because if you don't, the people are just not going to be interested in it.
Yeah,
that was always hilarious to me. The car goes sailing off a cliff, and halfway to the scene of the
blows up,
crash,
yeah.
the damn thing explodes.
They did that in the film Top Secret with Val Kilmer towards the end, where there's a chase and the Jeep. Oh no! And there's a Pinto car in front of them, and they almost miss it, and they just touch the back of the bumper of the Pinto. Up it goes. Because of course the Pinto had a bit of a reputation, didn't it?
Yeah,
blowing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hollywood always does that. It goes off a cliff and it's blown up before it's even hit the ground. Why did it blow up? It wasn't on fire in the first place. What? Hey? What?
Well,
That's a movie you haven't seen for a while. Top Secret. I must watch that again.
It's
my favourite one. My favourite one is...
It's just so funny, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I was involved in a wreck one time when a guy rear-ended me and knocked me into a, guess what? Pinto.
My favourite one...
It didn't blow up. It did not blow up. No fire. No nothing.
My favourite
Very
physics...
anticlimactic.
Movie physics is how every car that runs into the back of another car gets thrown up into the air and over the car, rather than just the other car crash. Cars over it always somehow gets elevated.
And no matter how slowly you go around the corner, the wheels screech.
Yes.
On dirt.
Yeah.
It's when the tires are on a dirt track.
hell,
and the tire
it does
screeches.
that
Like, how
on
do
dirt
they do
roads
that?
too.
Yeah, dirt roads, back roads, tracks, everything. No tarmac, but the tires are still squealing.
Tires squealing. Uh-huh.
Oh, it does crack me up.
I do find I used to find the best place for getting some tire squeal, multi-story car parks.
Yes,
concrete is really good at that.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, they really do. And you're doing like 3 mile an hour. You come up the ramp and go around the corner. Everything's screaming. Oh, what's he do that for?
I had architects.
I do that every time I go into Grand Central. When I'm down here, I go up the ramp and I turn the corner. I just give it a bit and it goes, shit. Echoes through the car park.
I had architects ask me how to design the car park, the concrete car park, so that the wheels didn't squeal when the people went around the corner.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, I can't. How do I do that? It's concrete.
That's a design thing. You can't get rid of that. Yeah.
Well, that'd take me fun out of it when I go to the shopping centre now.
Yeah. I would assume to do that you make the floor the ground slightly less smooth.
Yeah, you basically.
Obviously, yeah.
It wouldn't matter what you did. Eventually, it'd just smooth out and become squeaky anyway.
Turn. Yes, radius mainly.
I said the best way was to get the tyres to wear socks when they came into the car park.
Not a bad idea. Oh, quick, get the socks on. What?
Or don't have any corners.
Yeah, I tried that. That didn't work very well.
Or don't have any corners.
Everyone just
Not allowed
comes
to
in.
turn inside the car
We
park.
just have one very long, 2-kilometre long car park, and everyone just goes in order and then reverses out in order.
Or you could do what they do. They got a car park in Japan. You drive it onto like a platform, and you get out the car, and it parks it for you, kind of like one of those things in warehouses.
A rotating.
Yeah.
One of them.
Vertical rotating car parks, yeah. Oh, well, actually, I have quite a few vertical car parks in Tokyo.
Yeah.
They're quite famous for breaking down.
Machine.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. There's a few shots of of the cars falling off the tracks in the middle of the... So not only have the car fallen down to the middle of the shaft, every other car is now stuck in the car park because you can't get out the car that's in the middle, all the cars in the...
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I remember seeing that on that show on one of your TV channels, 60 Minutes, is it, or something? No, not 60. Where they're always on about... shit that happens to people. A bit like what Aaron Robinson used to do over here.
Seconds from disaster? Is that what you're thinking of?
No.
Okay.
It's like a show where people who had get shafted by various different companies get to moan and complain.
Oh, it's Watchdog, wasn't it?
Watchdog.
Yeah.
Watchdog.
Yeah, I don't know Watchdog.
I can't remember what the TV show you have in America is called. Sorry, in Australia is called, but it's all over YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And thanks to Terry, it's always on my suggestion. It's always on my suggestion.
Not 60 minutes.
Is it 60 minutes? No.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound
Current
like 60
Affair.
minutes.
I know, that's a chasing people then. Current Affair. Who knows?
Tell you one thing that was driving me nuts, though. I've been watching the retrial of this Mark Jensen, the antifreeze murderer in America, right?
All right.
And they had some Texan forensic toxicologist testify, and it made me wonder why the hell they put a massive big E in front of the word "and." It drove me nuts. Every time she said "and," it was like "yeah, and yeah, and this and yeah, and that." What's that about?
Yeah, which American accent is that does that then?
Yeah, where does that come from? Don't know.
Yeah, they've got some strange ones over there, haven't they? He says coming from the UK. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all fake. Where's me whippet? Where's me cat?
Ah, it's just lights in the sky. Aye.
Hey, menu slip twitch birch and buttock. Hey, what?
Whip it down.
Oh, why is that then? Lovely.
What the hell was that? That sounded Pakistani.
No, all Welsh sounds Pakistani. Hello, my name is Kevin. Yeah, it's not.
Oh shit! Is that tech support?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is. What do you mean? Good afternoon. It's 9 a.m. Where the hell are you? Oh yeah, not here.
Not here. No.
Oh, did I tell you? Or did I tell you that James Webb is fully operational now? I think I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
What's fully operational?
James Webb, because it broke down, didn't it? One of its bits broke.
How did they fix it?
Have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? Oh,
They
where's the
did
thought?
exactly
Hang on,
what they just
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's probably what they've done.
I think what they did, they uploaded a patch, I believe. I think.
Yeah, after they turned it off and on.
Yeah, after they turned it off and on again. Well, they'd need to, wouldn't they, with an update? So
That's it. But I mean, be thankful that it was a software and not a hardware problem, because hardware, you're buggered. You can't do anything. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, and another news as well. Virgin Orbit have just got another 10 million quid to keep going.
Oh, good.
To do what?
Launch more satellites, I suppose.
Well, have they launched any yet?
Not since the last one, no. Not on the UK soil, anyway.
They haven't launched any over here, have they? Because
No,
they've
not,
only tried
not
once.
since
They
the
didn't
failure.
bloody work.
No,
Yeah.
no. Well, I hope they do, because I mean, you know, you could put the UK. I mean, even though it might be air launches, I mean, you could potentially still do vertical launches.
I'm aghast at what Irish Stew has just posted. That's the Welsh have banned Delilah from being sung at rugby matches. Oh, come on.
Really?
That'd be like banning the English from singing Swing Low Sweet Chariot.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. You've got to
Okay,
sing Delilah at a Welsh rugby
Well, I mean,
match.
well, I tell you what, if you say to the fans you can't sing this, what are they going to do?
They're going to sing it.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
What are you going to do? Stop us?
It's like, screw you, we'll sing it anyway.
I mean, how do you think Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Relax got to #1 here in the UK? Because a very famous Radio 1 DJ said, I'm not playing that, that's disgusting. Bing! Instant #1.
Yeah, because everybody else started playing it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's all the fuss about? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's before he'd
if
seen
you-
the official video.
If you want a record to get to #1 in the UK, it's very easy. Make sure the BBC will ban it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the same. I remember when they tried to, didn't they, before Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall got to, I don't think, not sure if it got to #1, but it was Might have got
I think it was their only number one.
Yeah, but wasn't that famous woman that tried to ban it because it was immoral and it was what kids might rebel against?
Mary
education.
Whitehouse?
Mary Whitehouse, I think it was. Yeah, and then that actually launched that to be like at least a top 10 hit.
I'm fairly certain it was number one because Pink Floyd, like a lot of other rock bands, prog rock bands, they didn't give a toss about singles.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember it really well because everybody was coming into school and saying, "Oh, they're trying to ban this song," and everybody was playing it on the Walkmans. Yeah. Remember the Walkmans?
The record company had sort of persuaded them, said, "Look, the Wall, because the Wall has now been out for a year or two already, I think." And they said, we'd really like to get a hit single off this because a lot of these bands, famously like Led Zeppelin, never officially released a single ever.
Yeah, it was all albums, wasn't it? Yeah.
And one did get released, and they had every single copy tracked down and bought up and destroyed. Or tried to anyway, because the whole point of them forming the band was because they'd invented this thing called albums, which all of a sudden meant you can play songs that were longer than 3.5 minutes, So yeah, I think that was Pink Floyd's only number one, and they were pretty much forced into doing it. They didn't want to do it.
No.
It's not even the best track on the album.
Yeah. Well, that's subjective, isn't it?
Comfortably Numb.
Pretty good, yeah. Don't deny that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm not saying it's necessarily better. It's a very good tune, but I don't know.
But yeah, that wasn't the band's decision. That was foisted on them by the record company.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's certainly not a track to get upset about. It's
really. It's the sign of the times, and like Barbara Winehouse, or whatever her name was. She was just that kind of person. Tried to ban a lot of things without success.
She lived on in infamy as the radio and then TV show The Mary Whitehouse Experience.
That's right. Yeah. Stupid woman.
Yes, but there you go.
Have we got any videos?
I don't know. You tell us.
Oh, have we got a video? Oh, no, hang on, that was the young ones.
Yeah. We've got a video.
We've got a video.
I'm ready to go. And
some things just stick, don't they?
They do.
I hope I put them in the right order.
We got to pin Timbo again, haven't we?
Can we have number 5 minus 1, please?
Sure.
They should be in the order roughly as I usually do them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Always end with Simon Dan.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this one's
there should be an Anton, should be an Everett.
Oh, here's Everett. Yeah,
might,
got
might
Everett
be a Wally. Might be a Matt. I don't know. Did I put yours in there, Matt? I can't remember.
I forgot.
He forgot to release the video.
Yeah. I've seen it, but I don't know if I put it in.
Yep,
that's right. I haven't watched it yet.
You did, Terry. Terry, you did.
Yeah. Anyway,
you
Timbo.
did.
You did.
Timbo.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you want Timbo for, Matt?
I don't know. Have you got control? Who's got control? I'm looking at Timbo. I don't bloody know. Whoever it is.
Hey Matt.
Play, please.
Hey Matt, can you ask Terry
Terry.
to ask me to push play, please?
Terry, can you ask Timbo to press play, please?
Timbo.
Yeah.
Matt's got a question for you.
No, just tell him to press play, for Christ's sake.
Why? Do you want me to tell him to press play?
Yeah. Oh, he said press play.
Sure.
You just did.
Press play. Okay, Matt said press play.
He's already done it. Too late.
What?
You can hear that? Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure why my camera's black and white, but I guess it is what it is. Brand new computer.
Something went very, very wrong.
Anyway, there's something funny going on in this realm in which we dwell, and I'll tell you why.
No!
Yeah, no, don't.
The sun is not hot.
What, the sun's not hot?
Yeah, apparently.
Literally, when you see it in the clouds and crepuscular rays are evidence that the sun is literally right in the clouds.
No, it's evidence the opposite. Actually.
Let's catch some rays. You and what army? Forget about it.
those clouds would fry.
この椎茸食べてみてくださいよ。
Please eat what?
Wait.
Whatever frequency it's working at somehow interacts with the atmosphere and produces heat.
So how does shadows work?
Yeah, I can't even really put this into words.
Why is it cooler in shadows?
Yeah.
Whatever it
whatever
contacts, that's where you feel the heat. The heat isn't literally coming from the sun.
You have got to be fucking kidding me.
Oh, they were saying
Okay, this is some bullshit.
I heard.
It also kind of explains how our seasons work.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, it doesn't.
As the sun moves through each sign, each astronomical sign, it changes frequency.
Oh, really?
How could this get any worse?
What the hell does that mean?
The only people that should be able to see a due east sunrise and a due west sunset on the equinox would literally have to live on the terrestrial equator.
On the what?
Terrestrial equator.
Terrestrial.
These things can't get...
Excuse me,
Why?
were you going to say worse?
No.
As it turns out, everyone experiences a due east sunrise and a due west sunset on the equinox.
I am shocked and chagrined.
Green.
Mortified and stupefied.
We don't. Not on the northern.
How can that be?
Welcome to a world of
'Cause you're an
mystery.
The only thing I can figure is that the celestial equator is responsible.
It makes no fucking sense.
It makes no fucking sense.
Blah, 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 blah.
Where do you find these people?
Oh, I don't know. You got the videos, Terry. You tell us.
Oh, he's back.
Who's that? Who's back?
Alan.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Alan didn't realise Alan had gone.
No, he dropped.
Yes, I might have had to kill my computer.
Ah.
Well, I had,
revive it.
I had to hold the power button down on it because it was the only thing left that would interact with the computer.
Yes, I've had that from time to time.
Well,
Everything just freezes. and all you
There
can
is
do is hold the button.
there is one after
Well,
that. It's the second last resort.
Anyway, Timbo.
Yeah. Can you tell Terry?
Do you want to unmute and then press play?
I do, but it's Terry's show. He has to tell me what to do.
It's my job. You're doing my job away.
It's Matt's job. Timbo, do as Matt tells you.
The energy produced by the sun in a couple of days, and then combine this energy, releasing it in just a fraction of a second, sending it somewhere out there in the universe. And if someone out there billions of light years away from us were then to detect this, they would most likely see something like this. And if it was coming from many different directions from across the night skies, it would resemble something like this. And you might have already guessed what we're talking about based on the title or based on what I just described. We're once again talking about fast radio burst. Hello, wonderful person, this is Anton,
disco.
and today we're actually going to be discussing the strangest and the most unusual fast radio burst detected to date. The FRB that currently does not have a very good explanation and might actually create a few problems from some of the previous detections as well. The FRB that's actually visible right here. Originally discovered back in 2019, but officially analyzed and finally confirmed only a few months ago. And in case you've never heard of FRBs, well, welcome. We're talking about the biggest radio mystery in the universe. The signals coming from various directions across the night skies only lasting a fraction of a second, with currently no agreeable explanation that seems to explain all of them. Some of them seem to only happen once, some of them seem to be repeating, and some even repeat with a very specific sequence that has been discovered in at least 2 cases. with the most famous one being this one right here, known as FRB 121102. The FRB that seems to be quite regular in its appearance, and the FRB we've discussed on the channel in some of the previous videos you can find in a description. And since some of the original discoveries approximately 15 years ago, the scientists have officially identified and confirmed approximately 800 of them coming from various directions, coming from various galaxies, with many of them having extremely unique features and many of them still having no actual explanation. But I guess the best explanation is currently, well, that they're probably coming from some sort of a very powerful neutron star.
Why the ending is so wide? No cap.
He adds in.
And more specifically, a neutron star we usually refer to as a magnetar, the most magnetized object in the universe, that possibly contains something else around it that causes these signals to assume certain features, such as very high polarization. Or maybe it's something entirely different, and because of this, it's basically a mystery. But in terms of features, many FRBs do actually resemble one another, and specifically they tend to have a lot of different frequencies in them. So here we're talking about higher and lower radio frequencies. And when one of the radio telescopes here on planet Earth captures one of these FRBs, the most important feature scientists usually look for is known as dispersion, with the second most important feature being polarization. And both of these features normally tell us about where the FRB came from and what sort of environment most likely formed this particular signal. But dispersion is slightly more important because it can generally tell us about the distance the FRB traveled. But what exactly is it? Well, it's essentially how dispersed the radio frequencies are when the signal arrives to planet Earth. When the signal is originally created, all of the frequencies are very likely traveling at exactly the same speed and are traveling as a single unstretched wave. But depending on the distance traveled, all of these signals are going to be traveling through a lot of different plasma. And once these signals start traveling through the plasma, some of the frequencies will actually be affected a little bit more than other frequencies. Specifically, lower radio frequencies will feel the effect more strongly and very likely slow down as they travel through a lot of this plasma, with higher frequencies generally traveling a little bit faster through the plasma and not being affected by the plasma as much. And in this case, it doesn't actually have to travel through some kind of a nebula. The plasma is located everywhere in the universe. It's basically the gas that seems to be present in pretty much most of the galaxies and even in a lot of intergalactic space. And so the farther that the signals travel, the more of this plasma they'll encounter, and the more it will cause certain signals to slow down and certain signals to continue going. And so by traveling billions of light years, these lower frequencies will be slightly behind the higher frequencies. And so when we actually catch these signals here on planet Earth, the resulting dispersion can then be used to determine the total length or the total distance traveled from the original source. As a matter of fact, because these signals tend to pass through various objects, it even becomes possible to study the universe in a lot of other ways, by possibly analyzing the total density or by even trying to analyze the so-called dark energy or the expansion of the universe. So in other words, it's an extremely useful feature, making FRBs some of the most important signals out there. But then this paper came out and the scientists discovered something really unusual. Discovered using China's 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, or basically the most powerful radio telescope we currently have. And well, first of all, out of 800 signals out there, this is only one of 24 known repeating FRBs. It seems to have repeated 75 times over a span of 6 months in 2020 alone. Or in other words, it does this, although this is obviously much faster than in real life. A single blink here would take roughly a few days. But upon the original discovery, the scientists used some of the other telescopes to try to see if they can identify more detail. And so they used the Very Large Array, a radio telescope in New Mexico, to try to pinpoint the exact location where all of this was coming from. Turns out it's a dwarf galaxy approximately 3 billion light years away from planet Earth. But more interestingly, they also found a persistent but much fainter radio signal that's emitted from a very similar region. In other words, something else was emitting signals here as well, and that something else could be responsible for the formation of the FRB as well. Now, to date, only one other source has been discovered with a very similar feature next to it, making this already a super rare object. But then it got even stranger. Here the scientists wanted to discover the distance using the dispersion method I previously mentioned. Essentially, by measuring the lower frequencies and higher frequencies, they could then try to estimate the distance traveled by the light. And to their surprise, they discovered that the calculations suggested the distance was about 10 times farther away. In other words, it was about 30 billion light years away from planet Earth, making this sort of a problem, because it means that either the dispersion method is maybe not as accurate as we initially thought, maybe this signal is passing through a lot of different gas that's otherwise not available in other detections, maybe this is a signal that's just passing through this galaxy and there are actually two different signals here, or maybe there's really no explanation for what's going on just yet. And because the dispersion method has been previously used for a lot of other FRBs to try to estimate their distance, it actually sort of creates a major problem for a lot of different studies. If this method is not accurate at determining the distance, it means that a lot of previous studies will have to find another way, or possibly even completely revise their original data and their original analysis. But there are actually 19 different FRBs with known locations and distances determined using this particular technique. And in case of these other 19 FRBs, their distances seem to be similar to the original source, the original galaxy. In other words, it's really this particular FRB that seems to be the unique one, or I guess the one that's causing a lot of problem. And so, what exactly is happening here? Is it because of something extremely unusual happening very close to the FRB that's causing a huge amount of plasma forming in the region? Is it somehow related to this unusual other radio source that's somehow responsible for causing the dispersion that would be much smaller otherwise? Or is something really strange happening inside this galaxy, or maybe between the galaxy and planet Earth, that's causing the dispersion to be so dramatic? So at the moment, nobody knows, but it basically adds another extra layer of mystery on top of the already big mystery of the existence and origin of the FRBs, and what's actually causing so much diversity amongst them. And so at least some of the explanations might actually suggest that FRBs are just not really the same phenomenon at all. They come in different shapes and sizes. And so right now the scientists are hoping to study the same FRB using several other radio telescopes in order to actually see what's going on and to get more data, helping them identify the actual issue. And so if all FRBs are actually caused by the same phenomena, the only other explanation is that maybe it's just at different stages of evolution. For example, if these are related to neutron stars or magnetars in various galaxies, maybe the magnetars in this case go through some dramatic shifts in their magnetic field and dramatically change the environment around themselves in order to cause certain FRBs to look entirely different from other FRBs. Or maybe something else is causing the dramatic changes in the dispersion that the scientists have never considered. For all we know, maybe it's not even coming from the magnetar itself, but instead is something more fundamental that's not really understood in the universe. Once again, making this a pretty interesting mystery, and something that I'm sure we'll be coming back to in the next few months and in the next few years. This mystery has been going on for a few years now, and I've always been super excited to report on new studies and new discoveries. So make sure to subscribe because we're definitely coming back to this in some of the future videos. On that note, thank you for watching, maybe share this with someone who loves learning about space and sciences, come back tomorrow to learn something else, and maybe support this channel on Patreon by joining channel membership or by buying the Wonderful Person t-shirt you can find in the description. Stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There you go.
Yeah, I was watching one of his other videos that he was astronomy to do with comparisons between telescopes. What they were looking compared to James Webb to private astronomers, what they were finding in the out there. Yeah, that one there. Completely under thing, that one. Nope.
Well. And?
Sorry,
I don't know what's going on.
I was away from my computer.
Well, how did you say that? Your lips didn't even move.
Oh dear. Should I say press play then?
You need to say press play on your video. That'll be
Yeah.
cool.
Hi, Matt here, and welcome back to M2M.
Where? No, he's here. How
Hi,
can he
Matt
be
here,
there?
and welcome back to M2M. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but I've been suffering from something of a stubborn and brutal bout of the flu. But I'm more or less better now and back with a new series, and I'm calling it Myths and Misconceptions About Space. So how many is there going to be? Well, let's see how it goes and let's see where it brings us. So let's cue the music and get into number 1. Number 1. Black holes suck. Black holes have a gravitational pull so strong that not even light can escape their clutches. They often drain the life out of stars, ripping away layers of gas and shredding the component atoms. They are often portrayed as vast cosmic vacuum cleaners capable of clearing away huge areas of space. But the black holes of science fact and science fiction are really not quite the same. In reality, black holes behave almost exactly like any other massive object in the universe. The speed required to escape the gravitational pull of an object, whether it's a planet or a black hole, is known as the escape velocity. For an object like the Sun, with a modest gravitational pull, an object only needs to travel at a speed of 384 miles per second to escape.
That all?
If this speed can't be achieved, the object will fall back down towards the surface of the Sun. At the event horizon of a black hole, though, even something travelling at the speed of light, almost 186,000 miles per second, would not be fast enough to escape, and the only option would be to continue inwards. The further away an object you go, the lower the escape velocity, and far enough from the event horizon, black holes behave just like stars. Objects passing far enough away and at high enough speed are in no danger of being pulled into the centre. If the Sun will be just swapped with a black hole of the same mass today, in theory, Earth and the rest of the planets would continue to orbit as normal. Well, that's all from me from today. Until next time, take care.
Well, that sucks. Oh, no, hang on. It doesn't.
Lindsay's black hole's a myth, isn't it?
Any criticisms, honest criticisms about that video at all?
No.
Yeah, you looked a bit pale.
Content
No, I don't
or...
think
Huh?
You looked a bit pale.
I did, yeah, I agree. I'm not quite sure. I think it's probably because it wasn't really daylight and it wasn't really dark either. It was kind of somewhere in between, and the lighting was a bit weird. So I need to pay attention to that. No, fair point.
You're missing Wally.
Missing Wally? What do you mean?
Oh yes, if there's a Where's Wally, there's Simon Dan's always last.
Yeah, there should have been a Wally in there somewhere.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you miss it?
Yeah, Dan's always last, isn't he? Timbo?
Timbo.
Can't hear
There's-
you. If you
That's,
muted.
that's Wally.
Timbo's not here.
Isn't he?
I am here.
Oh no,
not
he is
here.
here. It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are there. Yeah, you are there. Yeah.
Of course he is.
Yeah,
that was
there's
the last one you
Wally.
Did you put it again?
Yeah, I don't know. I must have mucked up the order.
Throw it back
That,
in
that
there.
should be Wally. I just sent it to you. Just wrong person.
Yeah, because I haven't got it.
Yeah, I sent it to the wrong person. Sorry. I'll try again.
Okay, let's cue that one up.
Yeah, that's a Wally.
Excuse the ads.
No,
There
it's
was
never-
there was a B-ball, but B-ball, where did B-balls? B-balls was 20 minutes. There's bloopers from space, my top 25 all-time favourites.
Is there any manner if we turn the captions off as well? Does anybody object to that? Leave that if you want to. But...
Oh, Terry asked to turn it on, so up to you, Terry.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right.
Oh, that's only depended on who was talking, because I couldn't understand Flatside.
Oh, right. Okay, well, you can install
I can turn it
understand
off then.
Wally. I'm
We
pretty
got
sure.
bloopers from space. I think we've all seen there.
You just switched it on. Must have
From
already been
from what I remember, the auto-generated captions couldn't understand Flatsoid either, though.
No, couldn't.
Yeah, that's why I find it a laugh.
Bimbo, you want to unmute and then press play, please?
Sure.
That'd be really good.
G'day everybody, where's Wally here? And hi Bev, good morning to you. I thought I
back
would
to
bring
this
you a gift in the form of a video. Now it seems like all the other cool kids are doing it, so why not Wally? Well, first off Bev, would you like to see some lights in the sky that prove the Earth has curvature?
No, Wally, I wouldn't want to see a light in the sky. I've seen plenty of lights. Don't worry about it.
Well, not like this you ain't, mate. So Bev, playing in the background here is the Falcon Heavy launch on the 15th of January 2023, the USSF-67. Now, it was the SpaceX Falcon Heavy with some military satellite on top. For you non-rocket nerds, a Falcon Heavy is the one with the 3 rockets, all strapped together. Now, these have not been used much yet, but we will be seeing more and more of them in the future. The 2 side boosters are returned to Earth to land and be used again, and this of course means the cost is much less because you're not dumping them in the ocean. This launch took place just after sunset and was recorded many times from many different locations, and I found 4 of the videos on YouTube and I synced them all up visually. However, a sub of mine called Cinnamon Control, he found 7, and he did much the same thing, and he did probably a much better job of. Now he's put the SpaceX telemetry data in the 9th place up on the top right. So that means all the images are showing the rocket from different locations, but the times of flight and the height above the ground is exactly the same in all 7 videos. Bear that in mind. Are you with me so far, Bev?
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, Bev, just sit tight, mate. This won't hurt a bit. So Astronomy Live, now he was real close. He was only 14 miles away. He was able to see the rocket take off. He actually tracked the rocket and boosters from launch to landing, no cuts. So the timeline is pure and unquestionable, and I use it as a reference throughout these videos. So do you understand what I'm saying here, Bev?
Multiple ways of saying something without saying something, because if you were to say it, it'd sound fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought so. Wide Awake is a flat earther who was 180 kilometres or so west of the launch site. He wasn't able to see the rocket until it was airborne for about 38 seconds, and that meant it was around 3,400 metres high. But he claims it was hiding behind the trees. Well, the trees will hide a little bit, but not all of that 3,400 metres of flight. Does that make sense, Bev?
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
Glad you agree. So then I want to have a look at the video centre left. It was taken right on Myrtle Beach, not far above the level of the ocean. Now this guy was waiting for the launch to start and for the rocket to appear above the horizon. So while we wait, that water is level, right? So ignoring waves, the average height will be the same within a few metres as far as the eye can see, yes? One big water level. Paige will love this too, hey?
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
Cool, cool, cool. And if you have a look, the distance from Myrtle Beach to the launch pad 39A is just under 600 kilometres. So would you agree, Bev, that all that water, 600 kilometres of it, is all the same level?
The water level is a tool that establishes an even altitude.
No tsunamis, no bad weather, just nice, level water the whole way.
We use the fact that a water level establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
Yes, definitely horizontal. Gotcha, Bev. Myrtle Beach, pad 39A, very similar height above sea level. You can see the ocean just beside 39A. And anything at the horizon is the same level as the beach here, yes?
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
So after the rocket launched, it takes 95 seconds from launch pad 39A at sea level to get to be above the horizon as seen from Myrtle Beach. Bev, where's that rocket been all those 95 seconds?
I'd have to be explained that. That sounds a bit... I can't process that in my head.
You see, Bev, there has to be 23 kilometres of drop from the horizon line on Myrtle Beach, extending south over the water for 600 kilometres to where the Falcon Heavy rocket was climbing into space. Somehow the launch pad is 23 kilometres below the level is horizontal line of sight over the horizon from Myrtle Beach. Now there's a measured drop.
Yeah, we're back on again. That now there's a measured drop from the horizontal of the water level. We're on.
Yes, seems to be just that, Bev. We are able to measure the drop. Now, I think you guys have got some splaining to do, especially if you watch the rest of Cinnamon Control's video supercut. You'll see that further away the camera is, the lower to the horizon the flight path appears. And it isn't the same old Nathan line, shit shrinks either, because it's not only shrinking, it's freaking dropping lower. From Myrtle Beach and West Florida, you cannot see the landing burns at all. They are below the horizon, or below eye level. And from 750 miles, or 1,200 kilometres away, the very highest part of the plume is barely above the horizon at all. Now that's roughly 100 kilometres of hidden, Bev. Though it's not directly over the ocean, so you can probably make excuses like the trees are hiding 100 kilometres of flight. Yeah, of course. That's a lot of curve length there in front of you. Hey, Bev.
If you have the idea that that length could be curved, then the breadth could also be curved. And then now your length and breadth of your plane could be curved.
Furthermore, Bev loves to ask me to draw a line from A to B. If you drew a line from A to B, would it be horizontal, he says. So, let's assume A is here on Myrtle Beach, and B is at the launch pad 39A all the way over there on the east coast of Florida, 600 kilometres away. You know that straight line from A to B will be going down into the water, Bev. It's a chord line after all. Or maybe you want to draw a straight line from Myrtle Beach, from A at Myrtle Beach horizontally to B, where the rocket is appearing just above the horizon. That means A is going from 0 ASL here on Myrtle Beach to B, and B is 23,000 meters ASL. So this line here is sloping up. Bev, do you see that the level horizontal line is sloping up to 23 kilometers, 600 kilometers away? Wow, that's some big triangle you got there, Bev.
Well, I think you've said some ridiculous shit, to be honest.
Well, Bev, I am well happy with the globe model here. There's just a couple of points that stand out that I want to mention to you. It predicts and matches reality very nicely. Case in point with the 750-mile video, 1,200 kilometres away. How much hidden does Walter Bislin's Advanced Earth Curve Calculator say?
Adds
93.8 kilometres of hidden. And we first see the rocket at 112 kilometres above the horizon. That's not too bad of a match, is it? It's actually above the horizon, and you see it. Okay, do you remember I had 2 points I wanted to touch on? Right, well, here's the second one.
Wally says, anyway, here we go. Quick question, Bev. You said the ocean horizon is horizontal, yes? Yes, Blue. Wally. I'd say the horizon at the sea is what you call the true horizon, and that is most definitely horizontal. The true horizon is horizontal, definitely. In fact, when they talk about all horizontals being parallel to the plane of the horizon, they're talking about the plane of the horizon, the true horizon, the one at sea, because that's the entire body of the water. Yes, definitely. So, if you were at the beach, feet at the water edge, is the eye line to the horizon horizontal?
No.
No. No, I'd go along with that. No. Simply enough that for you, Wally. Is that okay?
So you answered no, Bev. Well, you waited till Paper Organist told you, and then you agreed with him. So, Bev, I wanted you to quantify that just a little bit better. Just how far from horizontal is your eye line then?
Wally's asking, so how far from horizontal? Not, Wally.
Oh, so not far. Oh, excellent, Bev. And a very Australian way to answer it too, mate. Well done. Not far, eh? So, yes, very close to horizontal.
Not horizontal.
Yeah, just not.
It doesn't matter how far. Not horizontal.
Oh, seems like I might have jumped the gun a little bit. Bev saying not horizontal, as in he's gone very binary. Okay, so you want to be like that then? Well, we can approach this as a geometric proof then, okay? Yes, and that's me as an Australian going up at the end, understand?
Blue Marble Science. Where's Wally? All of these people that come with proofs, geometric proofs, logical proofs, practical proofs.
Oh, thanks, Bev. We at Blue Marble Science do aim to please. Well, back to the business at hand. So, Bev, you are at the water's edge beside the ocean. The horizon is, or what do you call it? The true horizon. And it's parallel to the plane of the horizon. And that long line of water at your feet to the horizon is also a true horizon, isn't it, Bev? Well, I mean, I could walk up the beach a few kilometres, I could row out in a kayak a few kilometres, turn and look and see the line from your feet to the horizon going along the horizon if I just happen to be the right distance away from you. And then that line would be my true horizon. Okay, Bev?
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
So, all true horizons make up the water surface of the ocean as a plane. So should we call that the true plane of the horizon, okay, Bev?
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
Yes. So, okay, when I asked you, is your eye line to the horizon parallel to the plane of the horizon, you said no. But you could have said that the line from your feet to the horizon was parallel to the plane of the horizon too.
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
Now, Bev, if we did this same exercise at the beach near pad 39, would you give all the same answers? I'm sure you would. The ocean surface is parallel to the plane of the horizon from that beach as well.
Yes, I would agree. Yes, Wally.
So, Bev, my final question is, when did the Myrtle Beach horizontal plane change to be the pad 39 horizontal plane?
Well, I think you've said some ridiculous shit, to be honest.
Well, they can't be the same plane, as the rocket takes off from one, flies up 23 kilometres for 95 seconds before it intersects the other at the Myrtle Beach plane. I'm going to be really interested in your answer, Bev, because what we've done here is, at Myrtle Beach, is basically an auto level. And the Falcon Heavy flight path is a measuring rod that's 100 kilometres long. And as we're sighting along, we see 23 kilometres on the rod. So where's pad 39 now, Bev? Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sure Bev isn't. So what say you, Bev?
Go. Be at peace with your globe.
Oh, come on, Bev. You can go in peace with me too, hey?
We are.
Won't you join me, Bev? It's a nice and comfortable place here. I look forward to watching this video on Model Affection Monday. Thanks, Bev.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no doubt Bev will look at that.
That last him a week.
Oh, easily. Easily.
Yep.
Yeah, I really would like to hear his explanation for that. I really would. That's going to be so interesting.
I wouldn't. It'll be utter nonsense.
No, he won't. He won't be able to explain it. He can't. There's just no way. Unless he finds some bullshit excuse.
To be honest, that ever stopped him.
Yeah.
Oh, got a bit of Dan. Dan.
We're finishing off with Dan.
Dan, racing man.
Dan, deeper in Dan.
You want to unmute first and then press play?
Back in 2018, I released Flat Earth Fail Compilation 1. The idea came about because there were a few shorter Flat Earth videos that I wanted to respond to, but were too short to make one video about. If you'd have told me back then that in 2023 I'd be releasing episode 44 of the Flat Earth Fail compilation, I would never have believed you. What am I saying? Of course I would. Flat Earthers always fail.
Can you close that out off, do you think, Timbo?
Yeah, there's a little X there on this.
Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, I am back. Right, back to today's video. I am back, I'm ready and raring to go, and as I said at the start, this is Flat Earth Fail Compilation 44. And we start with our old friend, Mikey Smith. He has a question regarding our solar system.
As I do.
Away we go.
He might have got what you got.
This is for McToon and everybody else and Simon Dan. So this is what we're viewing 2 months out of the year. Here's Earth, Venus, and Mercury. The night sky is going this way. We see Venus in the night sky for 2 months. Venus's path is over
Not
here.
really.
In the brightness. Why are we seeing it in the night pointing this way, supposedly?
Not in the middle of the
on
night.
your
we don't.
supposed spinning ball.
Well, the solar system is not two-dimensional, and we don't see Venus all night long because of the reasons you've just said, actually. We see it either shortly before sunrise or shortly after sunset. We never see it in the middle of the night.
But yet we see Venus on the daytime side of the Earth. Supposedly we're supposed to see it, but we do not, because Venus is making this path through your supposed galaxy.
Solar system.
Earth is here on the outer edge, outer part of Venus, and Mercury, of course, and of course the Sun. And on the shade, on the shadow part of the Earth, we see Venus. Venus is not in this orbit over here. All right, folks. So for the globies out there, for McToon and Simon Dan and all of you crackpot theory guys,
ironic,
you need to explain to us, which you will not be able to, why we see Venus over here. Okay, maybe you should contact the scientists and let them know that this is wrong. This is wrong, okay? Is this a better understanding for you guys now?
No, because we don't see it outside of our orbit like you're trying to show us. Take a look at your model again. If you're standing on the dark side of the Earth shortly after sunset, you will see Venus low in the sky. Then, as the Earth rotates, Venus will set. It's really not that hard to understand, buddy. What a mess. Let's move on to our next flat Earth frail, which comes up from DITRH, old David Weiss. And he thinks that the World Cup proves a flat Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Dear, oh dear.
There's some sound in there somewhere.
Is there somebody talking, Timbo?
No, no one's talking.
Okay.
Yes, that would be the shortest route. But the trouble is there are no direct flights from Doha to Buenos Aires, so that was easy. And actually the news states that they stopped for only an hour, so clearly a connecting flight. Connecting flight, because there were no direct flights, as I just said.
So
Oh, that
South
makes more
America,
sense.
South
Over
America
Doha
actually looks
to
like that, doesn't it?
Buenos Aires.
Oh, of course it works on a flat Earth map. How very convenient. Of course, the flat Earth map is nothing like reality, is it? So it doesn't even matter anyway. If you say so, Dave. If you say so. Moving on, we've got our favourite flat earther, CC, Chris from New York, Westchester County, and he's doing something very odd.
Hi. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris. From New York, Westchester County. It's 129, 2023.
Indeed it is, and we've still got flat earthers out there. Tragic, hey?
Do you feel like you're upside down? By any chance?
No, I'm in the UK. I'm sort of sideways. Oops.
Do you feel like you're upside down? I never have had that feeling before. Is there some sort of scientific method in order to figure out who's upside down and who's right up?
Yes, there is.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so you just go to different places on Earth and see that everyone is the right way up. Not hard.
I don't think there is. You know, it's funny. And I have to address this. Let me have a cup of coffee here. The scientists have figured out that every 7 or 80 years, the core stops. Yeah, that's the core of this supposed ball that we live on. Yeah, that's right, that's the core. And they'll give you a whole diagram of it. Of course, every layer, all the way down to the center of the core. And it stops every 70 or 80 years. See, I didn't know that. And I really appreciate the scientists that are feeding you nonsense to tell us about all of this. And that's great. Did they tell you about this 70 years ago? Well, I can't find any information about that.
Now, this has recently been discussed, but we aren't 100% sure that it definitely does yet. The theory is there, but we're yet to confirm it.
Using any network, but it doesn't matter. We've only dug down 8.5 miles. You know what 8.5 miles is on this beautiful ball that you live on? It's like cutting the surface of a gobstopper and not getting to the middle. So, you know, gobstoppers were a big thing back in the day, you know. And they changed colors and everything like that, but we haven't even gotten down to the first layer.
Doesn't matter. I've spoken about this before, and we know about the inside of our planet because of earthquakes and the waves that emanate from them.
Not even that. So, the scientists are telling us that the core of the Earth has stopped spinning and then it's going to come back around. And it does this every 70 or 80 years? Is that enough bullshit for you?
No, because at the moment it's not for certain. It does seem plausible though. We know that Earth's magnetic field shifts, so why not the core's rotation?
Or are you still thinking that you live on a ball? Tell me, who's upside down? Am I upside down?
No.
I don't think so. I don't feel it. I feel like I'm on a flat level ground.
As I said, mate, no one's upside down. We're all the right way up. Gravity, buddy. Right, our final Flat Earth fail video today comes from Marty Leeds. Now, whilst this isn't strictly about Flat Earth, I had to include it because it is pure nonsense.
How many balls are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 balls. Do you know the arc of the sun? Every hour it takes a 15-degree arc. 15, 15, 15.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
What is the cue ball? We're going to use English gematria here. So Q is CUE, and that's 365. The cue ball is CUE is 3, 6, 5.
Ooh, what?
More reds.
More reds.
5.
People that
Now,
play computer games.
Add all of those balls on the table. Do you know what all of that adds to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is 344. And then we add that 21 of cue ball, and what do you get? 360.
What's this got to do with anything?
5.
I don't know yet. I'm
So
still trying
what?
to figure out what it was.
Now, if you're talking about the amount of days it takes to go around the sun in our orbit, then that's not right, because it's 364 and a quarter days.
What is the game? Now, think about this. So, the balls are separated in a normal game like you play. The most popular game, I should say, is 8-ball, right? And that's where you put these 15 balls in a rack, and then the idea is that this person gets the stripes, and then the other person gets solids, and then at the end, the person has to get that middle ball, the 8-ball, in the pocket, and then they win. So this leaves the stripes to be 7 balls, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So there's 7 balls there. So one guy gets 7 balls, and the other guy gets 7 balls.
Of course, women can play pool too.
Okay? And then we have that 8-ball in the center. So you get stripes and you get solids. And you get 7 and you get 7. Well, okay, so let's stop here. We all know, so in other words, you get 7, which means you get 6, 5, 5, 5, 1 equals 22, and 22 divided by 7 is pi. So you get pi, and then you get 7 as well, which means you get 6, 5, 5, 5, 1, and that equals 22, and 22 divided by 7 is 3.142. You get that as well.
Look, I don't want to be picky, but if you're going to use 3 decimal places, it's 3.143. So it's not pi, is it? Just saying.
So you get pi and you get pi. And then what is the ball that's in the center? It's the 8-ball. What's pi in our cipher, guys? What's pi in our cipher? Pi is 3, 5, and it's 8.
What are the odds?
God.
Now, think about this.
Oh, what?
That's stripes and solids. So in other words, one person gets stripes, gets the line, and the other person gets the solids, which is the circle.
What?
Is that what's going on here? Stripes and solids?
Wow, this is a
So
bit
you
of
get
a
solids
stretch.
and you get stripes. Okay, so in gematria, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That equals 125. And then the stripes is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's 7. And that equals 189 in English gematria. So the solids equal 125, and the stripes equal 189. And then when you add those together, taking out the 8-ball, which is pi, you get 125 plus 189 is 3, 1, 4.
Yes, but 314 isn't pi, is it?
No.
It's 314. As I said, total nonsense. Well, there we go. Another Flat Earth Fail compilation, all done and dusted. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. There are, of course,
You got
43
questions?
other compilations from the Flat Earth Fail playlist to have a look at. Please do go check those out at your leisure. But for now, as I said, we are done. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you really enjoyed today's video, hit that like button as well. I've been Simon, and have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll be back on Tuesday for the return of Matt Powell. Will Dr. Peel be with him? See you then.
That was nice, that, wasn't it?
But what was his point though? What has that got to do with the shape of the Earth, or how many times the Earth goes around the Sun? How is that? What's the connection?
I think that's just numerology type.
So
nothing
at all.
Absolutely nothing. I don't.
So the game of pool.
I don't see how they
explains.
Sometimes they want to work the numbers down to a single digit. Other times they want to work the numbers down to 2 digits. And then, again, when it's convenient, they'll happily work the numbers down to 3 digits.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of a case of just keep rounding down the numbers and keep working them down until they get the number that they want. And go, oh, look. You know.
How many maths nerds noticed that Dan got pi wrong to 3 decimal places?
Yeah. I didn't even pay attention, to be honest. It's a
3.142, not 3.143.
Correct.
So the guy got it wrong as well then.
Yeah. Oh, And I notice CC's missus seems to be allowing him to film in the kitchen again.
Yeah.
Well, she's probably wasn't home. That's why.
She's got to go out sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whenever she's there, she's calling him an idiot and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
That's why he does it in his car as well, and his little van that he uses for whatever he does. Yeah. And nobody else is around.
It's like Mabbott. He's always having a shouty meltdown when Susan isn't in.
Yeah, that's right. And he's dead quiet. Dead quiet.
You always know when the missus is out. Yeah.
Because he's quiet. Yeah.
If she's home, he behaves himself. When he gets really, really shouty and sweary, you just sort of go, Susan's gone shopping, hasn't she? Or something, you know. Because it's all just a performance. Bless his heart.
We got anything else for the peanuts? Because we've still got 23 watching.
I don't know, but I'm going to be out of here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you going?
To watch the rugby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't forget.
And it's past 1 o'clock.
Kick off at 15:15. Yeah, I suppose it must be getting late over there. So late, you say.
Yeah. It's nearly 10 past 1 in the morning. That's not enough.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, we don't need to keep going until 2:30.
I think.
No.
I still think you should try starting a little bit earlier. I think.
Yeah, like you used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you leave it so late for you guys in Oz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Try do it an hour earlier. You know, it's still not too bad, really. It's fine for me, and yeah, that's all right.
Well, people like Blue and that wouldn't be up that early, would they?
If you went an hour earlier,
You never know.
Would you be
Oh
up?
yeah, I'll be. I can be up. Sure.
And it's not like Blue couldn't join us once he does get up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've done that before. Yeah.
So when you try on Wednesday, Terry, try an hour earlier.
Okay, man.
What does the peanuts think? I wonder what the peanuts think if they do that. If you did.
All you gotta do is just stick my avatar up there. I'm on mute most of the time anyway. Nobody will know the difference.
True. We'll do that then. We'll just stick your avatar up there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying my goodbyes out there first.
Hi, Clara.
Hello.
Oh, we got some latecomers.
If I can just say something out loud to the new arrival in the peanut gallery, Clara, I absolutely loved what you did with my photograph of the eclipsed moon. It was brilliant.
Good.
That's no moon.
Clara got a channel, was she?
That was on that was on MC Toon's Discord.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Didn't somebody get timed out in MC Tunes the other day?
Yes.
Yeah, and Clara did it, but let's not bring that up.
I didn't say any names.
That was Clara. It was Clara that timed you out, was it?
Yeah, it was.
And I'd forgotten about that. I was just going to say, and I've stolen it, and I will be using it.
Good.
I see Clara's been playing Satisfactory.
Let me.
Just make sure you know, Clara. I've got no hard feelings about that at all.
Yeah, well, I did think you were pushing your luck a little bit, mate. It was like.
I think it's more the text didn't represent what I was
Why
actually
don't we show what she's asking?
Yeah. I'm just finding it. Okay, give us a minute.
I didn't know. That's all right. I'm patient.
Be careful there, Clara. Don't tell these guys that you can show it on screen if you like. you might not like what you get.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where the hell did I save it?
Way too many of them have cameras and know how to use them.
Terry, I've stuck it in the Discord, mate.
You stuck something into the Discord.
Discord.
Oh.
Let's have a look.
Well, you could share your screen yourself.
You can share your screen. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just as easy for me to go
Mm.
do that.
Wait, right?
What?
I haven't
Oh,
came
not
with
that way.
What are we looking at?
I know it's a bit big.
You might have to less bigger it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, less bigger it.
Oh, very good. She overlaid the thing with the moon. Very good.
Death Star.
That's not a moon.
Death Star.
That's not a moon.
Nice job.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Zoom out a little bit more because you can see the.
Out.
Yeah, go out, zoom out a little bit more. Be more effective. There you go. Nice.
Yeah. Well, remember the dots that you can see are the actual stars, because remember how dim the eclipsed full moon is.
Yeah.
It's that
Oh, they are
dark
actually
that you
stars.
can actually. It's the only time you can see or get a photograph of a correctly exposed surface of the full moon with stars visible in the shot.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I thought might have been bad pixels. Sometimes.
But
get-
there's no
oh,
exhaust
very good.
ports on the moon. They could blow it up.
Nah.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, Clara said he was a very naughty boy.
Yeah, no.
In a Monty Python tone.
I wasn't paying attention. That was my problem. I was in another conversation.
Yeah, Clara, I noticed on your channel that you did a quick video about on Satisfactory. I just saw the title of the video. I used to play that game. I think it was quite a good game.
Cool.
Okay, we got everything done. Oh, thanks, Johan Barmer. Thanks, Timbo Turtle. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Big Blue. Thanks, Farmer's Boy. Thanks, Matt.
Jesus Christ!
There he goes.
I
There goes the
didn't do it.
No, it wasn't me.
Thanks, Spook, Clara.
Alan needs a reboot.
Judy. I see Blue out there. Larry, Nerd. M-Ball, Zeblon, Mark Weiser. Armageddon's Fire. Fred. Oh, Stu. Shadow Falcon's a new peanut. We've got FMP Game King 0 something. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
The Beagle Turing Test 2. Sebeagle. Who else is there? Seminole Boomer. Booman Tutu. Turing Test 2, or have I already said that? Oh, Dave Cannabis. Don't forget Huge Jas.
Huge Jas.
And
Good old
Wally was
Hughes.
here earlier too. Don't forget. Extra Large, Clive. Judy. Anyone see Dora? I don't know if I've seen Dora
I didn't
tonight.
see Dora tonight. I don't think.
Yeah, I saw Dora earlier on.
I'm sure
yeah,
Dora was
in.
yeah,
See
she was
Dora?
there. She was there at some point. I don't think she spoke much.
She might have been lurking. She lurks quite often.
Yeah. Brainery and Fred Bailey. That's as far as I can reach. Okay. I think that's everybody.
Right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye.
Yeah,
Bye.
that's what we're doing.
Bye.
Good night from him.
Bye bye.
Bye, panel. Bye, Peanuts.
That's
See
bye
you
from
next
him.
time.
Good night
Bye
from
from
him,
him.
me, and it's good night from him.
It's bye from him.
Good night
It's
from
bye
him.
from him. It's goodbye from
And
him.
Gary had to get his last word in, didn't he?
Oh, Gary.
Yes, they can.
Well, that's horseshit, Gary, and you know it. Demonstrate it on a real equatorial mount, then, Gary. How about that? Demonstrate it, but make a video about it and demonstrate it. Let's see it happening. Because I can guarantee you, there's a lot of astronomers out there would disagree with you. In fact, all of them probably would.
And why do the stars curve the wrong way down now?
Okay.
Oop. Kicked us out. Okay, it looks like they kicked us out, guys. I'll say goodnight.